Going on, everybody? David here, back with another travel video, travel live stream. God, I'm just gonna start saying we're going live and just leave it at that. So I am back and it's been a long week. I had to work last night, so I wasn't able to come on impromptu. Like it's not planned, but it's our work is planned. But sometimes I work early and then get off. So I have some time, but in this case I didn't. So yeah, I increased my mic just a little bit, the amps and all that good stuff. So I'm still working on the audio, just making it a little bit louder. I listened to the last live stream and it wasn't very loud, so just want to make sure make sure you guys can hear me. So yeah, today we're going to talk about JetBlue. So we're going to talk about JetBlue's their new route, or I think it's just one route for right now, or actually two routes. So two different. From New York and from Boston, and they'll be going to London. So we're going to talk about that. We'll go on the Points Guy, his article, or not his article, but the article on his site, and we'll talk a little bit about it. And I mean, JetBlue is right now. I fly United on most occasions, but JetBlue is like my all-time favorite airline. They've always been my favorite airline, and so I like to use them whenever possible. But lately, since I have all these Chase Ultimate Reward points, I'm using United a lot more. And then they did that little partnership where you can transfer points over, but the value is really not good. So I'm not transferring my Ultimate Reward points over to JetBlue. But I'll probably in the future get a JetBlue card and then go that route. So that's what we're talking about today. If you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button so we can get more and more people in here. Let's at least get 30 likes. We're always close to 30 likes, but we haven't gotten, well, we've gotten over 30 likes before, but I want to try to get every live stream I do, try to get at least 30 likes, and that will definitely help the algorithms and help more people see what we're doing here. So the way I look at it, the more people in here, the better, because we can all share our experiences and our knowledge, and that's what it's all about. Also, if you guys are interested in learning more about travel credit cards, and using points and frequent flyer programs and all that good stuff, jump over to the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group right now, and you'll definitely get some good information from the Facebook group. So let me post a link here so you guys can check it out. Just jump in there and we will accept you as soon as possible. Maybe even in this live stream, probably in this live stream, because there's a couple of guys here that are administrators, so they'll be able to let you in, and just join the conversation. We're doing a lot of good things there. The guys that are the admin, they've been really good. Jeremy, David, and then Lionel, they've been really working it and getting putting a lot of information out there, answering questions and stuff like that. Now, I do work a full-time job, plus I'm doing the YouTube stuff, so I don't always have all of the available time to kind of jump on to Facebook. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really, I mean, I have a Facebook account, obviously, but I'm not really like big on Facebook. But I do like to jump in and see what's going on. And it's a perfect place for me to get more ideas of videos to do in the future. So if I see something getting a lot of comments, a lot of likes, and there's a lot of conversation going on about it, then I'll pull those in for future videos. So videos and live streams. So just keep that in mind too. If there's something you're really interested in, put it in the Facebook. Ask the question in the Facebook, or put it in the Facebook group, and we will. I'll look at it and we'll try to help you out with that. And then even if we help you, we might want to help others as well, because if you have that question, other people probably have it as well. So. All right, so if there are any issues, please let me know. When I say issues, I mean if the audio sounds bad for whatever reason, I go out, just in the chat say, hey, I don't see you anymore, or I don't hear you anymore, and then I'll work on that as well. There's always bugs and stuff that happen every once in a while in these live streams. I think I'm getting a little bit better with them, so better with the technical stuff. So hopefully we can have some real good live streams where we don't have any issues. Okay, so yeah, we're talking about JetBlue today. So that is our topic, and I definitely want to know what you guys think about these new routes, and how do you think it's going to work? Do you think JetBlue will be able to compete when it comes to this market. We'll go over the article that's in the Points Guy or on the Points Guy's website, and they raise some pretty interesting things as far as will it work, basically. So, all right, so let's see who's in the chat now. If you guys come in, if you're here right now, just let me know you're here by saying hello, just so I know who's in the room and I can give you guys a shout out, as well as if you have any questions or anything like that, please put it in the chat. I will try to go over the JetBlue stuff as quick as possible. That way I have more time to answer some of the questions that you have. If you have a question specifically for me, just put at TEC or just put TEC, and I'll be able to catch that message or that question. If you have comments or anything like that, yeah, feel free to put them in there, and then we'll go from that point. So I want to try to get through the JetBlue stuff as fast as possible, because usually what happens is I have a topic we want to talk about, I talk about it, and then there are a bunch of questions and comments and all that, and it takes me a long time to get through everything. So I'd like to be a little more up to speed, because I don't want you to ask a question and then me answer it 20 minutes later, because it takes off the rhythm, right? So I want to try to get it as soon as possible. All right, so let's see who's in here right now. So if you're in here, just let me know. Just say hello. If you haven't liked the live stream, please do so. That way we'll get more people in here. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, please. All right, let's see. So we already saw. We'll just start from the top so we can give everyone a shout out. So ImageWire, the first guy in the room. What's going on, Image? David, how you doing? Lionel, what's going on? Let's go down a little bit further here. Maurice, what's going on, buddy? We should go over the JetBlue card as well. I didn't even think about that, but maybe we should go over that card. So we'll do that, since I do like to at least do something travel credit card related. So we'll go over that card as well. Who else is in here? Kai, what's going on, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. Kenneth, what's going on? And Blue Wings, what's going on? Okay, so let me pull up. I'll pull up two articles, or not two articles, but I'll pull up the article, and then we will do the JetBlue card. This is a card that I have my eye on. I used to fly JetBlue a lot, and I had their mosaic status and all that good stuff. But I kind of fell off. I wasn't flying with them that much, and then I went over to actually, during that same time period, I was flying on American Airlines too, so it got to a point where I didn't have mosaic status anymore, and the destinations where I wanted to fly to, I couldn't use JetBlue for those destinations, so that's where I kind of started going to, the different airlines, and kind of fell off on JetBlue. So now, I love the airline, but I don't fly with them very often. My Colombia trips, in the past, I've used JetBlue, but my Colombia trips recently I've been flying on United. Well, I've been flying on Avianca or Copa, but through the United Star Alliance. So that's kind of how I've been doing things. But yeah, let's look at the card too, because I think that's important for a lot of people. They're going to want to know, okay, well, if I get a travel credit card, if I get their travel credit card, is it a good deal? So. And I know they have two versions. I'm just looking it up right now, so just give me 1 second. That way I can jump from one to the other. We don't have to have any lag in between. Okay. All right. So let's look at the article first. Let's pop this open. All right. The Points Guy. This is the website to go to. Well, at least the one that I go to all the time. Anytime I have questions about travel credit card related stuff, I usually will go here. What's going on, Seven? And what's going on, Jim? Yeah, so this is where I go. This is like my go-to, just to get more information. And okay, so it's really happening, they say, JetBlue to fly between Boston, New York, and London. So they will be flying to London. So this is the first intercontinental setup for JetBlue. So we'll see if it happens, because they're still banking on this Airbus A321R or LR. And from reading the article, I don't think they've purchased these yet. They have an agreement, I guess, to purchase them. But these planes will be able to get them to London. So that's been the big talk. So if they can get these airplanes, I think they're looking at getting 13 of them or something like that. Then they're all set to go. So there is a video here. You guys should check the video out. I'll post a link. I'll post a link of this in the description. This article here. But they talk about some really interesting things. And let me kind of just scroll down. I don't want to go through everything. One good thing about JetBlue is they have that Mint, the Mint business class, which is their lie flat seats, very comfortable. And so they've been doing those kind of low budget, like $5.99 is kind of their starting price for a one-way ticket, and this is domestically. So they've really been able to compete with some of the they've been able to compete and actually beat American Airlines and United and the legacy carriers when it comes to a business class seat. And they've been able to offer more because American and United, as far as their business class, it's not always the lie flat seat, and very rarely, if it's domestic, you're going to be flying you're going to have a seat, but it's not going to be a lie flat seat for the most part. So JetBlue's been able to compete. Another thing that I really like about JetBlue, and they haven't really talked about this here yet. I don't know what's going to be on the new plane, this A321. What did I say? A321 LR, something like that plane. The even more seats, and that's what I really like about JetBlue. And when I was flying with them a lot, going to Colombia and going to Costa Rica and going to South America, Central America, those areas, I was able to just do the even more seats, and it's not quite business class, right? But it's the leg room. That's the whole thing that I have issues with when it comes to airplanes. Flying in economy is the leg room. As long as I have leg room, I'm fine. I'm comfortable. So I don't need to have the extra wide seat, or it's nice to have a lie flat seat if you are going overseas, 10-hour flight or so. But if I'm doing a 6-hour flight, all I need is leg room. That's it. If I can stretch my legs out, I'm good. So that's kind of that's what I'm looking for. So they had the even more seats, and I love that feature because you didn't have to pay a business class price. You could pay a lot less. Generally, it's like $45 to like $80 one way, but that's for the even more seats. So that's a real selling point, I think, for me when it came to JetBlue. Okay, so they talk about, so like we said, they're going to be flying from New York to London and from Boston to London. And they kind of show you here on this little map here how they're working this out. Now, some of the challenges with JetBlue, and they talk about this. One of the challenges is they don't have any lounge access. So if you're flying on a legacy carrier, United or Delta or American Airlines, they have their lounges. So if you're flying business class, you can utilize their lounge. JetBlue they don't have any lounges. So they did ask them what are their plans. Are they planning on having any lounges or anything like that? They didn't really talk about it. They kind of sidestepped the question, pretty much saying that they know what their customers want. So they're not really saying if they're going to do it or not, but they know what their customers want. So maybe if their customers do really push for, we want some type of a lounge, then maybe they'll do that. Now, with most people with travel credit cards, if you have any top tier credit cards, you're going to have Priority Pass. So you do have an alternative to having. You do have an alternative. You have another place to go to get a lounge or to have lounge access. So you don't necessarily need it with JetBlue, but that's something that was mentioned in this article. When it comes to, let's see, they're showing here just some of the flights to London. Another thing, too, is with Brexit going on and all that, and I don't know all the details when it comes to Brexit, but I guess you can just say it's unstable right now. That region is unstable. So is this a good time? Like 2021 is when this is all supposed to happen. So is this a good time to kind of try to jump out there? Being that you've had some other airlines that have really struggled, like the low-budget airlines have struggled. I think Norwegian is one of them, and there's another airline that they mentioned as well they've struggled with this same kind of business plan. So they're showing here American Airlines and British Airways. They are a one world alliance. So they're showing here they have the majority of the flights going into London, or coming from the U.S. going to London. Then you have Virgin Atlantic partnering up with Delta, and then you have United at 13%, and then Norwegian at 11%. So I think this is good for the market, in I'll say the U.S. market, because now in 2021 you have JetBlue jumping in there, and JetBlue is for the most part probably going to be able to undercut these legacy carriers. And by them undercutting these legacy carriers, it's going to drive the price down on the legacy carriers. So we might see some price wars, which would be good for the consumer. So let's hope that happens. So all in all, I mean, I think it's a good thing. Definitely think it's a good thing. I will be taking another look at JetBlue, and I know I've talked in other live streams about the fact that I'm kind of in a situation where I want to get another airline credit card, maybe two. And the two that I've mentioned are JetBlue and Alaska Airlines. I have the United card. I have the American Airlines card. The American Airlines card is one of those cards that I'll probably do away with by the end of this year. But I definitely want to pick up another, at least one more airline card. So it's probably, now I'm leaning, well, see, now I can't say that this is the tough part about this JetBlue and Alaska Airlines, the two credit cards. The tough thing about it is Alaska they have partners. So they partner with some foreign carriers already. So you can still like I traveled to Thailand last year, and I used Alaska airline points, and I was flying on Hainan Air, and I mean, you can do it. So with JetBlue, you can't do that. Now they're flying to London, which is great, but they don't have those same partners that Alaska Airlines has. So they're both strong cards, and I would even say, and I've flown on both airline, or I've flown on an Alaska airline flight. So I mean, I use my points to fly on another airline, but I have flown on Alaska before, and they're nice. They're a nice airline, and their customer service is really good. But do I go with Alaska, or do I go with JetBlue, or do I just get both? And right now I'm leaning more towards just getting both because they're both good. So let's see. If you guys have questions or comments or anything, please put in the chat now about JetBlue. Will you be flying more with JetBlue? Are you considering doing the London trip? We'll have to see what the taxes and fees, like if you're using points to get there, what the taxes and fees will be, because like for instance, flying on British Airways, the taxes and fees are just ridiculously expensive. So that's something to consider as well. Like how are they gonna work that? How many points will it cost to get there? And all that good stuff. So there are a lot of questions, a lot of things that are out right now where we just don't know. So we're just still kind of on standby, and I'm sure more information will be leaked out and will come out in the future. But yeah, I'm just glad that they're in the market now, and they will be in the market hopefully if everything turns out right. And putting them in the market will probably drive prices down flying overseas. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Please put it in the chat. Now, the other thing, let's see. I think there were a couple other things. And like I said, I'll put a link in here so you guys can check this full article out. I don't want to go over it word by word, but I do think it's an interesting jump for JetBlue, and I'm happy for them. Great airline, really. I mean, I've never had any issues with JetBlue, and that's one airline that I could say I've never had any issues. I actually, and I've never done this before, but I actually, what do you say? Put in God, I can't even think of how to say it, but I send well, they do the satisfaction thing. They always ask you. Not all airlines do this, but JetBlue does. When you fly them, they'll always ask you for like feedback. So they'll send you an email, And I was so impressed with the flight attendant that I had. This was my flight to, I want to say it was to Puerto Rico. Yeah, I think it was Puerto Rico. So impressed by the flight attendant that I put like the note in there, and pretty much because I got her name and everything, and I shoot a lot of video, so I wasn't like I shoot a lot of video, so I had her name because I could see her badge in the video, and so I put all that information in there. Just said it was excellent, and she was really like the best flight attendant I've ever had on a plane. Just attentive and really trying to help, not just me but everyone. I was sitting in the very front, and so she said hello to everyone who came on the plane. And there's usually a flight attendant up there, but they'll say hello to a few people, but they won't say hello to everyone. But she's saying hello to I swear to you, every person that came on that plane, she said hello to, and it was just small talk too. It wasn't just like hello. It was like more small talk. It's like hello and, mentioning something unique about the person and stuff like that. So, yeah, anyway, but I've never done that before. Never. And I did it that time because it was like, wow, she's way over the top, but in a good way. Okay, so I think that was all. Like I said, I know they did the whole interview, so there were some other things that they talked about, but I don't see. I should have wrote down some of the key points, but I think I've covered pretty much everything. Yeah, they're trying to get 13 of these planes, and so they need to get the 13. I guess in order for it to work. I don't know. Maybe if they didn't have all 13, they could still get by. But yeah, it looks good though. Very, very promising. All right, now I want to look at the JetBlue cards. So we have two cards here. I'm going to look at the JetBlue Plus card, JetBlue Plus Card. Yeah, not a very exciting name, but anyway, I'm going to look at that card. This is the card that has an annual fee. You can get a no annual fee card, but I'm kind of always looking at the card with the annual fee only because usually they're going to give you a few more perks that's going to push it over the top. And as long as I get that $99 value, then I'm good. So just looking at the card, we'll go over it really quickly, okay? Looking at the card here, you're gonna first have to pay a $99 annual fee, and it's not waived the first year, so you do have to pay that up front. Now the sign-up bonus here is going to be 40,000 points. That's after spending $1,000 within the first 90 days. So that minimum spend is pretty low. Okay, so people just starting out, maybe this is a card that you want to consider because you don't know what your spending habits are. You might think, oh, $1,000, I could probably spend that, but $3,000, I might have some problems with spending that in 3 months. So if that's the case, this is definitely a card that you should consider because you're only going to have to spend $1,000 in 90 days. So most people, I would think, can do that. Now, let's see the earn possibility here. You're going to get 6 points for every dollar on JetBlue purchases. So anything JetBlue related, you're going to get 6 points for every dollar spent. That's really good. That's a real good earn. It's far better than my Advantage card, the American Airlines Advantage card, which I think is like 2 points or something crazy. I don't even use the card. It's just sitting in my safe. I don't have any need to use it at this point. I still have about 18,000 points in my American Airlines account. So I'll use those. Well, pretty much I'm probably going to buy more points. So I'll get up to about 25,000 points, and that'll give me a round trip ticket somewhere in the U.S., anywhere in the U.S. pretty much. But once I do that, because I want to use the baggage fees and all that stuff, or I don't want to have to pay baggage fees, so I'm going to keep the card until after that. I've already paid the annual fee again. So by next year, I'll do that flight before the end of this year. And so then by next year, I can go ahead and just cancel that card out. Now you're going to get 2 points for every dollar spent at restaurants and grocery stores. So this is a unique card where you'll get at least 2 points for every dollar spent at grocery stores. So not all cards can give you that. So this is a card that might be good for you to use if you're at a grocery store and you don't have another card that kind of fits that mold. You do have cashback cards that'll give you 2 points for every dollar spent. You do have the American Express Gold card that gives you 4 points for every dollar spent at grocery stores. But if you don't have one of those cards, then this is a card that you can use for that purpose. Then you're going to get 1 point for every dollar spent on all of the purchases. You're going to get the free check bag, so that is always good. No blackout dates here. So this is kind of like what United's doing, where they don't have they don't have specific award seats. It's just across the board. Well, they're actually United's changing they're changing up a little bit, but at this point they have no blackout dates with United, and now JetBlue, no blackout dates here. And they've always had that, but on this card there's no blackout dates, so that's good. Redeem for any seat, so any seat on the plane. If there's a seat on the plane, you can use your points to get it. Your points don't expire. This is a really interesting thing, or not interesting, but this is something you need to watch. If you do get travel credit cards, or the airline branded travel credit cards, you need to know if their points expire. Okay, some airline credit cards, their points will expire, and if you're not up on it, then you might lose all the points you have. I know Spirit Airlines, they do have points that expire relatively quickly too. You have to use the card in order to keep them going. So you just need to make sure you know that. So read the fine print, know if your points expire. Now let's see. So you can do points pooling. So if you want to pull points together with family members, you can do that. So that's good. It might be friends as well. Let's see. Okay, so if you're a big spender and you spend $50,000 with this card, so let's say you use it for business or what have you, well, then you'll get their Mosaic status. Now, Mosaic, they don't have like different tiers. Their top tier is Mosaic, and that's the only status that they offer. Mosaic status is pretty good. Like I said, I had it for a year. I was able to use it. The main reason that I would use it is for the even more seats. So even more seats, as well as you can cancel at any time. That's another huge perk. So I can purchase an airline ticket or use my points for an airline ticket. And let's say last minute I need to cancel. If I'm on Mosaic, I can cancel without having to pay any fees or anything like that. So that's good. But also, I would use it for the even more seats because it's only like 900 points, I think was the highest. So we're talking $9 for me to fly an even more seat, pretty much on any plane, any JetBlue plane. So that alone was enough for me because I would always fly even more. There was no reason not to fly even more. And I had my little routine down where I would wait until the day, because usually most people won't do the even more seats, which I don't understand. Well, I guess I do, because it can get a little expensive depending on how far you're flying. I think it does go up to like $80 or $90 for that. So a lot of people are just like, I'm not going to pay that extra just for this extra leg room. But if you're a Mosaic and you're only spending 900 points, it's a no-brainer, right? So I would wait until the day that I was flying out, and I check the seats, check the itinerary to see, or check the plane to see where the seats were open, and then I would always pick a row where there were 3 seats open, and usually there were 3 seats open. It like never failed, and so I would pick the window seat there. And usually, I'm going to be honest with you, usually I would watch, like let's say the last week, I would check it very often just to see how many seats were available, because I didn't want to get to a point where I now, if I'm doing even more seat, I'm sitting in the middle or something, and it wouldn't even be worth it. So I would check it and kind of just see, okay, well, yeah, this plane doesn't even look full right now, so I'll probably be fine. And so then on that same day, I'd pick the 3-row, the open 3 seats. I'd pick the window seat, and usually, almost, I'd say 80% of the time, no one gets that middle seat, and there might be one person in the aisle, and then you have a little extra room. So I would do that all the time with the even more seats. So that's where I really utilized it. I don't drink very much when it comes to alcohol, so I didn't really. I mean, there are a couple of trips where I got alcohol, but very few times that I used the Mosaic for that. But Mosaic gives you can get free alcohol on the plane. Let's see. So, like I said, if you're a big spender, spend $50,000 or more, you're going to go ahead and get the Mosaic status for the year, and no foreign transaction fees. So that is good. So this is one of those cards that you can use if you're in another country. You don't have to pay any fees. And it's funny just talking about that. There are a lot of like I'm in this WhatsApp travel group. I know I talk about it all the time. And this is not my group. This is Ace Live he has a travel group. This is Ace Live. He's a YouTuber on he's a YouTuber. I was gonna say on YouTube. That's redundant. But anyway, he's on YouTube. Check out his channel. This is Ace Live, and he'll give you more information if you want to join this WhatsApp group. But it's a travel group, mainly for Colombia, because we all have that in common. We all like to travel to Colombia. But the good thing about what we talk about a lot is money and taking cash or using your credit card or your debit card or Charles Schwab card, all this good stuff, right? And, I tell them all the time what I do. I'll bring cash with me, but I don't need to bring that much, depending on where I'm going. But for the most part, if I'm going to like my favorite destination, Colombia, if I'm going there, $300 cash is fine. $300 to $400 cash, that's all I need. I very rarely spend more than that when I go out there because I'm using my credit card whenever possible, and I'm not having to pay any transaction fees or anything like that. So that really works out. And so I tell them that all the time because a lot of guys want to just bring all the cash, they want to bring all the money in cash and put it in a safe or what have you, and then just take money out as they see needed. Or as they need it, they'll take it out and use it. And I don't like doing that. I like to know that I don't have to worry about, if I spend this money, then I'm going to have to go back to the hotel room and get more money and have all that money on me as far as cash. I just don't know. I don't want to be a target like that. So I like using my credit card and just having that $300, $300 cash in my wallet. I'm good with that. That's all I need. Okay, let's see, $100 statement credit after you purchase a vacation package. Okay, so, and someone talked about this. I can't remember who it was, so I apologize. But they really use this with their vacation packages. You get on JetBlue has kind of like a portal where you can get on there and book a vacation stay, and they get the $100 statement of credit. So that alone, it pays for your $99 annual fee. And then looking at some other things too, like I said, the free bags. If you fly 2 or 3 times on JetBlue every year, then you'll get your money's worth for that. So that $99 annual fee will be waived. I say waived, but you're getting that you're making that effective annual fee down to 0. And that's what we're really trying to work on. Okay, 50% savings on eligible in-flight purchases, including cocktails and food. So you're going to get that as well. So let's say you want to purchase food on the plane, or you want to buy alcohol on the plane, you get the 50% off, that's really good. They also offer a free Wi-Fi on JetBlue. So that's something too to really think about. You can get free Wi-Fi when you're on a plane. You don't have to pay for it. Let's see, 0 fraud, liability protection, 0 APR. I never do the 0 APR because you know that the interest rate will really spike up as soon as that 0 APR is done. So if you want to do transfers and stuff, that's not something that I recommend doing when it comes to any travel credit card. Because if you don't pay it off in that 12 months, then you're really looking at a spike in interest there. Okay, so just wanted to go over that real quick with you guys. It's just to show you what's out there when it comes to JetBlue and their credit cards. This is the one that I'll probably get. I'm not interested in getting the no annual fee card. It's just not. I mean, it's not appealing to me in the slightest. So I don't mind paying $99 and then going from there. What's going on, Marshawn? Super chat. Thank you, buddy. $5. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. He's in our WhatsApp group. So if you guys want to jump into the WhatsApp group, do it. This is Ace Live, his channel. Go over there, check it out. He's on YouTube, and he has information in his description. All his latest videos in his description, he should have some information about the WhatsApp group. And we've been growing, really growing. When I started out, I was probably in there around 20, 22, something like that. And now they're at least double that by now. I haven't checked the latest, but yeah, it's a really good group there. Okay. All right. I think that's it. So if you guys have anything in the chat, go ahead and put it in there now, and then we'll go to it right now and see what's going on. Let's see. Okay, let's move all the way up here. And hope everybody's doing well tonight. Hey, I'm doing good. And we're enjoying some nice weather out here in Southern California. No issues at all. Kenneth, what's going on? Let's see. If you guys have questions specifically for me, then put TEC, and then I'll make sure I answer those questions. If you have questions just for the chat, just put the questions out there. If you have comments, obviously, just post your comments. I want to know what you guys think, though, about this JetBlue thing with them going to London now, and then also the JetBlue credit card. Is that something that you're interested in getting, and why? Or do you have it already, and how do you like it? That's another good question, or another good thing to chat about. Okay. So, Jim, first time. Welcome. Actually work for JetBlue. Okay, cool. So we don't want to say anything bad about JetBlue today. No, I actually like JetBlue, Jim. I've always liked them. So I think their customer satisfaction is pretty high, because I haven't really run into anyone that's just despises JetBlue. I can't say that for all the other airline carriers. As a matter of fact, I can't think. The only other one is Alaska. I haven't heard anyone really criticize Alaska, but all the other airline carriers, yeah, everyone has a horror story when it comes to all the other airline carriers, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is, right? But yeah, welcome, Jim. Welcome, Lionel, David. The pricing should be attractive, but not cheap. Yeah, and I would agree. And I know I always get confused. Just so you guys know, my name is David too. So I know we have David in the group. So every time I see David, I'm thinking they're talking to me. You're probably talking to the other David. But just so you know, yes, my name is David too. So there could be some confusion. But I will answer, or I will make a comment about what Lionel just wrote here as far as the pricing should be attractive but not cheap. They can't be cheap. They're going to have to. They're going to still have to compete with the legacy carriers in the sense that they want to provide some of the same services, so they are going to have the prices will be higher, well, not higher than the legacy carriers, but they're not going to be cheap either. You're not going to get these, these wow airline prices. It's going to be pretty competitive, I would think, because they need to make money, right, in order to stay in business. I think another thing that they talked about, too, in the article was the fact that JetBlue is really banking on their and since Jim is in here, maybe he can chime in, but they're really banking on their reputation as an airline and their good reputation with the customers, and you have loyal customers with JetBlue. So they're banking on that, allowing them to stay afloat when it comes to trying to undercut some of the legacy carriers, because like I said, there's concern. There's huge concern about the fact that you've had some other airlines that have really struggled doing what JetBlue plans to do. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, JetBlue is so expensive out of Ohio, so I can't really fly with them. So that's Jeremy saying that. Yeah, and it depends on where their hubs are. So yeah, you might be in a situation where they're just not. You don't have very many JetBlue planes that come through there, so the prices are going to be a little more expensive. What's going on, 7? Let's see. The best thing about it is the majors will lower their fares. Yeah, that's what Lionel's saying there, and that's what I think will happen. Ultimately, you're going to have some of the major airlines that are going to have to compete with this, and they will have to lower their prices. And like I said, reputation, JetBlue has a better reputation. In my opinion, JetBlue has a better reputation than United, Delta, and American Airlines. That's my opinion. And so I think with that reputation, if they have a price that's competitive but not more than these legacy carriers, even if I shouldn't say this, but even if JetBlue had something that was a little more expensive, just a little bit more, a lot of people, I know myself, if I'm looking at airfare and let's say there's, let's say $50, $60, $70 difference between JetBlue and United, and they're both flying to London, I would fly JetBlue. I just would. So that's where that reputation comes in, and that's where that could help them out a lot. So they could still have competitive prices with these airline carriers. Now I'm hoping that they do drop the prices lower. That way the majors are going to have to go lower, just like Lionel's saying here. Okay, 7, I applied when in late 2017 when it offers $60K. Normally it's $40K. Yeah, that's good, 7. You got in on a good deal because I've seen it for $40,000. The sign-up bonus for the JetBlue card, $40,000 for the longest. But yeah, $60,000 is that's a real good one, a real good deal there. All right, let's see. Yep, last minute I called to cancel, and retention offered me $50 in credit, so $10,000, $100K. Okay, cool. Let's see. I most likely won't fly to London, but I want to go to Colombia with David. Yeah, come on down. Come on down. And you're saying David, the other David, right? But come down with me too. Yeah, you guys need to go to Colombia. It's a good trip. It's definitely a good trip. Okay. Let's see. Jim, welcome. You should join the Facebook group. Yeah, let me post a link again, too, for the Facebook group. Periodically throughout this live stream, we're going to keep posting this Facebook group. I'm really trying to promote it. And on there, we're talking about travel credit cards, travel, different destinations. And hopefully in the future, whenever I travel, I'll tell you this right now, whenever I travel, I'm going to be posting pictures of my travels and giving you guys some exclusive, video of my travels. I'm telling you now, a lot of it's going to be, some of it will be Hawaii because I'll be going to Hawaii in a few months. 3 months? April, May, June. 2 months. Ooh, God. In 2 months, I'll be going to Hawaii, so I'll post some video from that, as well as when I go to Colombia in August, we'll be posting more video of that. So just be aware, or just be advised, I should say, not aware. Be advised that you're going to have some exclusive stuff that's not on YouTube that'll be coming to the Facebook group. So what was I going to say, or something else? Oh, if you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button if you haven't done so already, and so we can get more and more people in here. Looks like we got about 19 people in the group right now in the chat, and I'd like to get us over 30, and I'd like to get at least 30 likes as well. So what happens is if you hit the like button, the algorithms will allow more people in, basically. And I say allow more people, they will promote it. When they promote it, more people will see it, and they'll say, oh, there's a live stream going on about JetBlue and about travel. Let me jump in. And so that's how it works. Okay. And it's so crazy, this whole algorithm. There's no set rule on how this works, but this is just the talk. Everyone says, okay, yeah, if you hit the like button, then you get more. If there's more, I don't know. I don't know exactly how it all works, but I do know when the like button is hit, usually you'll see a few more people jump in. Then they hit the like button, a few more people jump in. And that's usually how it's kind of like a domino effect thing. Okay, let's move down a little bit here. Jim, welcome. Okay. JetBlue card isn't worth it. Okay, so David's saying that JetBlue card isn't worth it. Elaborate, David. Let us know what you think about the JetBlue or why it's not worth it. Let's see. I'm not a London fan. I can handle a 6-hour flight in economy. Yeah, and it wouldn't be 6 hours, so yeah. I guess I don't know how long that flight is, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't even know how long you didn't even ask the question, but that's a question I'm asking myself. I don't know how long that flight is from New York to London. If anyone knows, please post it in the chat, or if anyone has done that flight pattern before. Okay, David, Amex Platinum 5 times on airfare. Yes, yes, you're correct. But that's it. Oh, Centurion Lounge, and then that's it. Oh, Priority Pass. But anyway, you guys get the point. Yeah, you get 5 times points with American Express Platinum, but few other benefits when it comes to earning, like points earning. So you probably would want to have the Amex Platinum and the Amex Gold in order to really maximize in the U.S. with points. Okay, wish the JetBlue card offered priority boarding. That would be nice. They do actually. Did it say anything? I know Mosaic gives you the priority boarding and the priority check-in, but yeah, I don't think it does. And you know how JetBlue does their boarding process is backwards, which I like. And when I say backwards, like the people that are in the back of the plane board first. Well, the Mosaic people board first, and then the people from the back of the plane they're going to board. They're going to go in first, and then the people they work their way up to the front. So a little bit different. I don't mind it as long as I have a place to put my bag. That's my whole thing. Like with any airline, that's my only. That's the reason I want to be on the plane first, because I want to be able to get my bag in the overhead. Let's see. Wish your JetBlue card offered priority boarding. Okay, nothing beats the Delta Reserve. Yeah, I need to start looking at Delta a little bit more. But right now, I'm happy with the points I'm using with United and just flying those the Star Alliance carriers. But in the future, yeah, we'll look at Delta as well. Delta points never expire. Okay, so that's just like JetBlue; they don't expire as well. City doesn't have that good of partners. I have both. Okay, we're gonna move down a little bit here. With JetBlue, you get 50% off on food and drinks on board. Yeah, so and that 50%. I mean, that's that's really good considering. And you always have to think about this. I've never I've flown on JetBlue a lot, but I've never eaten any of their food. I've never ordered their little boxes. But if you really think about it, and I guess I can't really compare. You can't compare it to. Well, I can compare it to the airport food because, for the most part, if I want to get a sandwich or something like that at the airport, and I've told this story before, but when I first started out. Like traveling, didn't have lounge access, didn't have any of that stuff, and my routine was I would go to a gift shop, and the gift shops because my whole thing was you get to the airport and it's just people everywhere, and the restaurants you have to wait, and that food was started at like $13 and then went up, and that's for like something that's really cheap or whatever. And then in some cases, I wanted to have something for the plane. This is before I really knew that you could bring food through the checkpoint. Like I didn't know, like you go through TSA checkpoint. I didn't know that you could bring food, or snacks or anything like that. So I would wait till I got to the airport. And yeah, I know I was doing it all wrong. Wait till I got to the airport, go to the gift shop, buy some chips, buy a sandwich, and then have that for my flight. Like, so when I fly wherever, I'd have it so I can eat it like midway through my flight. And then in some cases I would get something like then I would go to a restaurant to get something, or go to like fast food. Usually it's fast food, not really a restaurant, but I go to fast food and get something that's hot to eat before the flight. But that was my routine. And being a JetBlue, if you have the JetBlue card, you get 50% off. Those little box lunches that they have, or box meals, they're not that expensive. I mean, I want to say it was like $9, maybe $10, and you're getting 50% off, so you're getting it for like $5. That's good. That's a good price. Even if it was $20, which it's not, but let's say it was $20, you get 50% off. It's $10. It's going to be cheaper than anything you get at the airport. And when I would go to the gift shop and get the chips. I usually get water too, so I get a bottle of water, chips, and a sandwich, and it would come to like $16, $17. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. And of course, you can buy a bag of chips if you really wanted to go that route. Buy a bag of chips and then wait until you get on the plane. Oh, actually, on the plane they have chips too. What am I saying? So you can get chips on the plane, then order a meal and get that 50% off. So I think that's a real good deal as well. Something to consider. Now, this is if you don't have lounge access. If you do have lounge access, you can get some of that stuff in the lounge. And I know, David, you shouldn't be sneaking stuff out, but you can sneak stuff out and get away with. I mean, they're not going to stop it. I just can't see a lounge stopping you unless you're blatantly just taking, like, you're walking out with a whole basket of chips or something crazy like that. But as long as you're pretty discreet about it, I'm sure they don't have an issue. Or if you have a soda in your hand, even if you have it in your hand, they're not going to take it back. Because it's like, really? You're going to take this from me? Then I'm just going to go open it up. Oh, sorry. Do you want it back? No. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me skip through here. If you have any questions specifically for me, TEC, just put TEC in there and I'll catch on to that. You can earn JetBlue points if you link to your Lyft account. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I don't use Lyft very often. I've only used it once actually, and that was on a flight I was flying out of Long Beach Airport. That's another thing I love about JetBlue. They fly out of some of these smaller airports. Long Beach Airport, if you've ever been to Long Beach Airport, it is the most convenient setup that's out there or in this area. Because you go to LAX, and one of the things about LAX that I don't like is it's just everything is so spread out. And, of course, it's an international airport, and you got a lot of stuff going on. But when you go to when you go to Long Beach, you go right into the check-in, you check your bags, and then you go right out the door. TSA checkpoint is very, very small, like the small little area. I have TSA pre-check and global entry, all that good stuff. So I'm able to go to that separate line, and you're in the airport at that point. As soon as you get past the checkpoint, you're like at all the terminals, and they're right there within, maybe 100 yards. So very convenient. And it's one of those airports where you do have to walk out on the tarmac to get into the plane. They don't have like jetways or anything like that. But it's a very convenient way to fly out, and you don't need a lot of lead time like you would at LAX, where they say, you need to get here 2 hours ahead. With Long Beach, you can kind of get in there 45 minutes before your flight. You can make it work. It's not one of those airports where you'll be standing in long lines. Usually, you're not going to stand in long lines there. Okay, one thing that they don't have, and they're improving. Like over the years, they've improved, but they don't have any lounges, so you're not going to get any lounge access there. They do have a little restaurant kind of setup, little bar setup area, and they have kind of like a fast food area where you can order different. It's kind of like I don't even know what you call it, but you have all the different restaurants. Yeah, it's like a food court. That's what it is. A food court is a way to explain it. So they have like a food court there. You can go in there and get food and stuff. But yeah, it's a good setup. But I like that JetBlue flies out of there, because if I'm going to Colombia, I usually will fly to Long Beach. Long Beach is closer to me than LAX, and I can jump on a Lyft, or that one time I jump on a Lyft or jump on an Uber and get out there. So, okay, let's move down. But yeah, Lyft is something that I like. The experience that I had in Lyft was better than the one that I've had on Uber, and I take Uber all the time. I just don't think to use Lyft. I don't know. I have the app on my phone. I just don't think to use it. I always just think Uber, and that's where I go, or that's what I go with. Okay, let's see. Seven is saying, I like Lyft more than Uber, even though Uber has more drivers. I find Lyft drivers are a little nicer. Yeah, you know what? That's what I found too when I was on Lyft. The lady was very nice, like very, very friendly, and I don't mind. There's something when I'm coming home, I usually just don't want to talk. I just don't. I've been on a long flight, and usually I've been on a long flight, and I'm just tired. I want to go to sleep. I probably didn't sleep well on the plane, if at all. And so I don't really like to talk much when I'm coming home. And I'm sad too. I'm back home. It's like I'm thinking about all the stuff I have to do at work and all that. So I generally don't want to talk when I'm coming home. But when I'm leaving, like when I'm going somewhere, yeah, I want to talk. And you're excited, right? You're going on vacation. And so, yeah, the Lyft driver was very, very, very nice and friendly. That was my experience. I've only been on Lyft once, so I'm just going from that. And then Seven's also saying that the Lyft drivers and the prices don't fluctuate as much as Uber. So that's good. So you kind of know what you're going to be paying because, yeah, Uber sometimes those prices just really spike during their peak times, and that's a little frustrating when you get on there and you see, oh God, it's $65. I paid $45 to get up here. It's $20 more. What is that? Okay, Julio, what's going on? And Lyft, you can also earn Sky Miles. Okay, I didn't know that either. So you can earn Sky Miles with Lyft. Okay. All right, let's move down here. Oh. I always lose my place and I have to work my way back. So if I do miss a question, let's say if you have something specifically for me and I don't answer it, I'm not purposely skipping over it, but sometimes my feed will skip all the way down to the bottom and then I have to work my way back up and try to find out where I was. And sometimes I miss a few questions or comments. Okay. Let's see. Get Uber status and you get price protection. Oh, I didn't know that. So that's David saying that if you have Uber status, but what does it take to get Uber status? That's my question. And priority airport pickup. Okay. Those are good. But I just, let's see. Seven says I spend about $50 on Uber per month. And I spend less than that. Like I don't spend very much money at all when it comes to Uber because for the most part, I only use it when I travel. And let's say I travel 2 or 3 times let's say I travel every 3 months, every 2 to 3 months. So I'm not really using that much. I'm not really using Uber that much. All right, we got a super chat in the building. Thank you very much, Hardy. Thank you, man. HD chillin'. Another WhatsApp group member. So I'm telling you guys, you need to jump in this WhatsApp group. So this is Ace Live. Go to his channel. Check it out. And he'll have information for you guys to join the group. And we talk a lot about everything in that group when it comes to, mainly when it comes to South America travel. So Brazil, Colombia, and Dominican Republic. Those are kind of the main ones we talk about. But I'm saying we talk about everything. We talk about investments. We talk about investing in real estate out in these different countries. It's a real good place to be. But, yeah, Hardy, man, I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Okay, City doesn't have that good of partners. No, they have both. Okay, I'm going to skip down some of this stuff here. Okay, yeah, we already talked about all that. Priority pickup. Yeah, and so Seven's saying that with JetBlue, the Wi-Fi on the plane is very slow. I agree with you. Wi-Fi is slow on the plane. However, they have Wi-Fi that you don't have to pay for. So it is nice. Like you can just get on there and you can check your emails, things like that. You're not going to be able to. I don't think you can really stream. Not with what they offer on JetBlue. But that's fine with me because what I normally do is I will have all my stuff downloaded on Netflix, and I'll be ready to go when it comes down to it. So that's kind of how I roll when it comes to flying. I wouldn't try to stream anything on JetBlue, but it's nice to check your emails, and then it's nice to also text people. You can text people from the plane, so that's good. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I never had good luck with the airplane Wi-Fi. Yeah, and it's still it's still a work in progress. I don't think the fact that they're offering it for free is great, and Take it for what it is. It's free. Gives you something to do while you're sitting on a plane for 6 hours, so it's good. Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you, Marshawn. I really appreciate that, buddy. Let's see. TEC. Did you like the hotel room this week with the washer and dryer? Yes, I did, David. I saw that video. So where was that again, David? I forgot where you were. Colorado or something like that. So yeah, he posted a video on the Facebook group, and he was in he had a washer dryer in the hotel. Very not common, right? So most hotels don't offer that, but if they do, that's a perk. I'm telling you, I'm all about Airbnbs now because of these washer dryers, and it just allows me to pack just to carry on, and not even have to think about the whole clothes and keeping my have clean clothes and stuff like that. It really, really pays off. And like the last trip that I did when I was in Colombia, and I went to Carnival. Man, if I didn't have a washer dryer, I didn't have a washer dryer when I was in Carnival, but I was only in Carnival for 4 days. But if I didn't have a washer dryer, I would have had to take my clothes somewhere to get them washed, because what I didn't know about Carnival is when you go and you go to the events, they spray foam on you, they throw powder at you, they put powder on your face, so powder's all over your clothes, you have foam all over you. And so I heard before, I did a little bit of research, and I heard that they do this, but I wasn't thinking it was going to be like all in your face kind of stuff. But yeah, it is. They're not shy about it, and women will just come up to you. Usually, I can't see a guy coming up to me putting powder on my face. That wouldn't work. But women they're not shy about walking up to you and just putting powder all over your face, just rubbing it all on your face. And then they have these it looks like a spray can, but it's long and thin, and it has foam in it, and they spray it, and the foam just goes everywhere. So every day I would go out to the Carnival, my clothes from that day would be just totally ruined, right? Not even like, you might travel and you wear a shirt one day and then, oh, you know what, I can wear it again. It's still fine. But these you can't. I mean, you're just completely, you're done. That shirt is done. And so every day I was going through 2 pairs of clothes because I'd wear them out and they're all dirty. So, and it wasn't just, when I say 2 pairs, I would go to the Carnival in the daytime, get all dirty, and then at night we go to a block party and get all dirty because they do the same thing at the block parties. Actually, the block parties were worse because everyone is real close together, and so you have all these people that are just throwing all this stuff and spraying it all in the crowd and everything. So yeah, it was worse. So every day I was going through 2 pairs of clothes. And so by the time, and it was only 4 days, so by the time I got to Medellin, which after I stayed there for 4 days and went to Medellin after that, then I stayed in Airbnb and I had a washer dryer. The first thing that I did that first day was went out, got detergent, and started washing my clothes because I didn't have anything left. I had just enough to get on the plane and get there. And then once I was there, I didn't have any other clothes. All right. Okay. But I did. Yeah, David, I like that washer dryer. That's a good setup. If you can get that in every hotel, maybe hotels should start doing that. I don't know. They could probably really hurt Airbnb's business. Okay. So Jim saying we hear that a lot, and that was probably about the comments that I was making about JetBlue, just being their customer service just being really, really good. I have never flown JetBlue. They are so crazy expensive out of Cleveland. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. But if you fly, like let's say, you can still. What I do too sometimes, they fly out of Florida. I believe Fort Lauderdale. I think it's Fort Lauderdale I was flying out of. So I'll use points to get me set up in Florida. So maybe a good example is like I was saying, I have these American Airline points and I want to use them. I have 18,000 now. So if I just build it up to 25,000, I'll probably just buy the points. I think it's like $170 or something like that. So buy the points, do a round trip ticket from here to Florida, And then from Florida, once I get to Florida, like, so let's just say one-way ticket sounds a little bit easier to explain it. But so let's say I have a one-way ticket from LAX to Fort Lauderdale, so FLL. I get there, and then from there I can catch a JetBlue flight to Puerto Rico or catch a JetBlue flight to Colombia or anywhere else I want to go. Not anywhere, but where JetBlue goes in those areas, and then come back on JetBlue to Fort Lauderdale, and then from Fort Lauderdale back to LAX, take another flight, whatever the flight is on American, whoever their partner is, or if it's American, just fly American. But I want to get rid of those points, and so that's why I would do that. And then that JetBlue flight from Florida to Colombia, it's like 200, maybe at the most 250. It's like a 2-hour flight too. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. But so you do have options, I guess, Jeremy, is what I'm saying. If you do fly to an area where JetBlue is, excuse me, wow, where JetBlue is more readily available, then you can fly them. I recommend. I mean, I think they're a good airline. Okay, 7. I don't like the Barclays JetBlue app. I have not used that app, so I can't really give you a comment on that. But you do like the card, though, right, 7? You just don't like the app. Okay, let's see. TEC, have you did a review on the Southwest Rewards card? I do have a review. What's up, SNP Life? I do have a review on the Southwest cards. I don't know if it's the one. There are a couple of. I did two reviews of those cards. So if you check out, this was probably about 2 months ago. If you check out my channel, you can go through, and I have a couple of Southwest card reviews. Okay, I should change my YouTube name so there is no confusion. No, you're fine. You're fine, David. But I just get confused. And I get it now. But sometimes when they say David, I'm thinking, oh, they're talking to me. But no, don't change your name. Let's see. I'll give you $2 off of each your first 3 YouTube rides accepted. So David, just post that in the Facebook group. That post that you did, and we'll go from there. I just don't want to have too much like of that kind of stuff on just in the chat. Some people get a little annoyed with that kind of stuff. So put it in the Facebook group, and I'm sure that'll work out. Let's see. It's 6 hours. Okay, so it's a 6-hour flight, huh? So it's interesting because, well, I guess A321's, that's kind of the cutoff then, maybe, that 6 hours, because this A321 LR, whatever the new plane is, it can get you there to London, but I guess I've flown on like maybe 5 hours. I'm thinking of the different Airbuses that I've flown on, and I think I've flown maybe about 5 hours, 5.5 hours on the planes they have now is what I'm saying. Okay, what's going on, Tasha? How you doing? She's saying it's 6 hours as well. Amex Platinum is the single best card. Here we go, David. So if you guys don't know, David is an avid Amex, what am I trying to, connoisseur, or I don't want to call him, I'm not going to call you a fanboy, but he likes Amex. He likes American Express. What's going on, Rican? How you doing, buddy? Let's see. The boarding process has changed. Has it? Since that method. So when was the last time I flew? It must have been a while. Let's see. Now I have groups. I fly twice a week. Mosaic first, then even more space, then groups. Okay, so they have it the regular way now. I wonder why. Is there anything that you could tell us about, Jim, why they changed that process? Because I guess it has been a while, but I've flown JetBlue maybe it was 3 years ago was the last time that I flew on JetBlue. And that was, I mean, at that time I was Mosaic, so I guess I didn't even really, maybe it had changed at that point, but I was Mosaic, so I was the first one on the plane. But yeah, that's another thing too. So Mosaic, you're the first. And then if you get the even more seat, which I really recommend doing, and that's what I would do even if I wasn't a Mosaic, I would still try to pay for the even more seat. And So use points for the flight and then wait till the same day. And usually they promote it, like on their app. They'll start promoting, hey, you can pay $45 more and get even more seat. And so I would usually get the even more seat, even if I had to pay for it. It's just so much easier as far as flights. And not to mention, it's split up, the pricing, so it kind of works a little bit better. So for instance, I've already paid for my plane ticket maybe a couple months prior, and so now it's just an additional $45, right? So it doesn't make it seem like I'm paying a lot more. It just kind of it works out a little bit better, I think. Let's see. Okay, we got another super chat. Who is this? Sousa, Dominican Republic. Sousa, my bad. Sasua, Dominican Republic. Richie Rich in the building. What's up, buddy? All right, buddy. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man, in your video, your last video that you put out, the one with Tailor Made Dreams, man, that was a good video. So he did an interview. If you guys are interested in, I'm gonna post a link to that. I'll find it right now. If you guys are interested in like going to the Dominican Republic, this cat right here is a guy you need to check out his channel. So Sosua, Dominican Republic. He's got a YouTube channel. Check it out. Subscribe to the channel. He's got a lot of good information on there. He put out a video yesterday. I think it was yesterday. That where he was talking to Tailor Made Dreams. And if you guys don't know, Tailor Made Dreams is kind of he's got a lot of clout when it comes to the DR, Dominican Republic. He's got a lot of information there. And he had a channel going for a while, and I guess he's put it on hold for right now. Just so he can get all his other stuff in order. He's got a lot of other things going on. But he did a good interview with them. Rich did a good interview with them yesterday. And where's that link, man? I cannot find it. Give me 1 second, gentlemen and ladies. Man, you're not coming up. Yeah, let's see here. If you let's see. Yeah, you guys have to give me 1 second because I want to get this out. This is important. But yeah, if you guys are interested and if you don't believe me about Colombia, and you don't believe me about, I haven't been to Dominican Republic yet, but if you don't believe me, like people, I think someone said last week, and it was a great comment. Like, why should we believe you over believing other people who say it's unsafe? Because we had a real heated discussion. Well, it got heated because the one guy got in here and was just really just bad mouthing Colombia, and I didn't know all the information at first because I was talking about some other stuff, so I didn't see everything that was going on in the chat. But once I saw everything that was going on in the chat, and he's calling people out, and I'm like, what is this all about? So I blocked him from the group. Hey, Rich, put your link to that video in the thing. You can put the link to your channel too. I'll open it up for you because I can't find it. I can't find it down here. But yeah, but someone raised a good point. Like, okay, why should I believe you over what other people are saying, right? Because some people are saying some good things, some people are saying some bad things. All right, here we go. All right, so here is his channel. I think, is that the channel or is that the? Anyway, go to this, check him out. He's doing some real good stuff on his channel. And it's gonna open up, huh? Okay, let's see. Yeah, but check it out. He's got some good stuff on there. And almost at 1,000, right, Rich? Almost at 1,000. So we got to get him over to 1,000. Get him over 1,000 subscribers. He should be pretty close. Let's see here. All right. I've lost my chat. Dismiss. Wow. I don't know what I just did, fellas. Um, I just messed something up. Okay. I don't know what I did. All right, so we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to pull the chat out. I don't know what I did. I just lost my chat up here. So we'll just improvise. Pull the chat up here. Okay, so if you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button if you haven't done so. That'll help us out and push us up in the algorithms and allow more people to see what's going on here. All right, so I've shown both of those. So both those links, go to them. And like I said, Taylor Made Dreams, he did a real good interview with him. And like I said, if you're interested in going to the DR, check out Sosua, Dominican Republic. Check out his channel. He's got a lot of good stuff. And then Taylor Made Dreams, like I said, he's got a lot of information. Although his channel's not up right now, so hopefully in the future he'll get it going again. And he'll be able to give you some more information if you want to go there. I don't not understand what I just did. Why I don't have the chat box anymore. That does not make sense to me. Get things going and then all of a sudden, like I told you, every time I'm on here, something doesn't work out. So it is what it is. But anyways, buddy, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's move back and talk a little bit more about let's pick up where we left off here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we were talking about the whole structure as far as JetBlue, how you board the plane. So they have changed things. So I kind of liked how they did it before. The only thing was that, like I said, the overhead seats, or the overhead bins being available. And some people, man, you get on these planes, and I've seen it happen with JetBlue. Maybe that's why they changed it. But you have people that will get on as soon as they get on that plane. They're way in the back, right? They're sitting way in the back. But as soon as they get on that plane, they're putting their bags in the overhead bin so they can just walk all the way down. So when they exit the plane, they can exit and then just grab their bag on the way out. But now you're taking up spots from other people, so it gets backwards, right? So now I have to put my bag, like if the front bins are full, now I have to put my bag in the back, and I have to wait for everyone to exit the plane so I can go back and get my bag. So it's just, but you see people doing that. They don't care. They don't think about other people, and they just get on the plane and just put their stuff in, or maybe they don't put it. Maybe they probably don't put it in the very front usually, but they'll go halfway. You're at the halfway point of the plane. You're sitting in the very back, and you just throw it up in there and hope a flight attendant doesn't see you. But yeah, people, man, just inconsiderate. It's ridiculous. All right. Okay. Now, if you guys do have channels, YouTube channels, feel free to you can post you can post your link, but it's not going to show it on there. But if you do have like something travel related, post it just post it in the chat, and then I'll open it up. As long as it's your channel, you're not like promoting other people's channel. But if it's your channel, yeah, I have no problem with putting that out. Okay, you're making me hungry. Okay, you guys talking about our JetBlue transfer partners. So as far as JetBlue transfer partners, they don't have any that I know of. So I guess Jim would probably be able to answer that question for you, but I don't think they have any transfer partners. I've never been able to like book on JetBlue and fly on another air carrier. And generally when it's JetBlue for me, it's usually South America, Central America. That's where I'm going with JetBlue. Okay, let's see. TEC calling me out about the lounge. Wow. I take stuff there too. Yeah, I think we all do. I think we all take stuff out of the lounge. It's just so convenient. But I'm very discreet about it. I'm not one to try to take a whole. First off, you don't need a whole bunch, right? It's just me that's flying usually, so I'm just gonna take whatever, like maybe a soda and a bag of chips or something like that. But I'm not gonna go overboard. And when I'm in the lounge, realistically, I generally don't snack on that much stuff when I'm in the lounge. If they have food and I'm hungry, then I'll eat. But I'm not really big on just snacking on stuff. I'd rather eat a meal. So generally, when I'm in the lounge, I'm there because I can get free internet, and then I have water, or beverages, and stuff to drink. So that's usually what I'm there for. It's usually not the food, but I will bring snacks because you never know. You're sitting on a plane for 6 hours. You might want to have a snack or something. So I will bring that just for when I get on the plane. Okay, you can't judge a company like Lyft based off a ride, one driver. Yeah, no, I agree with you, David. I agree with you. I totally do. He's just talking about Lyft, and I said, yeah, I had a good experience with the Lyft driver. And, yeah, it's not fair for me to – because I've gone on Uber. I've taken Ubers a lot. Every time I travel, I usually take an Uber to the airport. And they haven't been bad. I haven't had a bad experience on Uber. But I just noticed that Lyft driver was she was very friendly and a lot friendlier than any Uber driver that I've been on. Any Uber fare that I've been on. So, but yeah, I can't compare. I'd have to go on Lyft a few more times in order to really give a good experience as far as Lyft goes. But I did hear in the past that they are a little friendlier, and I guess it was someone else on here who I think it was Seven that said that they had a good experience as well. Okay, nice drivers will come out and open the trunk. Nowadays, drivers are working Uber and Lyft. Yeah, that's true. They come out, they open the trunk, and I think Lyft, if I'm not mistaken, I know when the time that I used them, they would allow for tips, and I think at that time Uber wasn't allowing for tips, but with Lyft you could. So maybe that was the reason why they're a little more friendly, a little more helpful, because they were working for a tip. Where back in the day, Uber wasn't set up like that. Okay, and so we went over the super chat with HD Chillin'. I appreciate it, Hardy. I appreciate it a lot, buddy. 7, Uber status based on spending. I am WeChat line. Talk user. Okay, 7, I don't know what any of those things are. I'm a WeChat line, and I don't know what that is. It's not a hotel. It's washer dryer. It's service apartment. Okay, so it's apartments that you can rent. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Michael's asking, and I don't know the answer to this question. He's asking David this as far as do you get VIP status, Uber VIP status with a platinum card? Let's see. TC, I was at the Marriott Autograph Collection Hotel in Park City, Utah. Oh, okay. So in that autograph, was that through like a American Express Platinum, like their unique, whatever they call their hotel, you can book through their hotels, or is that directly through Marriott, like through the Marriott card or Bonvoy card or something? Okay, and so David's answering Michael's question. They did away with the VIP recently and came out with a whole new wide range rewards program. Okay, so they don't offer that anymore with Uber, the Uber VIP with Amex Platinum. So they have something new there. Okay, let's move on down. Do you get back home? Okay, Michael. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, they need to spray cool air in the club. What club are we talking about? Like they do in Vegas. I've never been to a club. All right, let me skip down. I don't know what you guys are talking about here. Hey, what's going on, Maine? How you doing? JetBlue to London is nice, but I'd rather fly American Airlines, Delta, Air Belgium, operating for British Airways, ABA, since operated wide-body planes versus JetBlue A321 LRs. Okay, so Maine is basing it on the plane, and I have not flown on an A321 LR before, so yeah, I wouldn't know what that. I mean, I guess it's probably similar to the A321s that are out right now. But I mean, you raise a good point. Like it does, the plane matters. Like who you're flying on matters as far as not the airline carrier, but the plane, like the setup of the plane. So, okay, let's see. Home 2 Suites hotels, free washer dryer. They are mid-price brand, similar to Marriott, Fairfield Inn. Okay, that's good to know, Lionel. You know what? I don't even think of, and I know some. I want to say at Hyatt Place they have at least one Hyatt Place I went to. They had washer dryer. Now I don't think it was free. I think you had to pay for it, but they did have a washer dryer there. And maybe like they have Hyatt House as well. And I'm saying Hyatt because Hyatt's kind of my go-to property when I'm traveling and I do stay in a hotel. Usually it's going to be a Hyatt Place or a Hyatt House, only because they're a little less expensive than like a Hyatt Regency, and you also get free breakfast. So with Hyatt, you have to be top tier. You have to be globalist in order to get club access, which will allow you like a continental breakfast, or if they don't have a club access like at their hotel, then they'll give you the free breakfast. So just like a regular free breakfast. They're very stingy when it comes to that. That's one thing I don't like about them. When it comes to Hyatt Regencies, Park Hyatts, and when you move up the chain, but when you do stay at like a Hyatt Place, you're gonna get free breakfast, which is good. Okay, let's see, Maine. But I hope JetBlue will get the pricing in shape. Yeah, I agree, Maine. Hopefully they will. If they have lower prices, and maybe that will drive down the market, and it'll be a better experience for all of us. Okay. All right, let's move right along here. Okay, so Lionel saying that the A321LR has a 4,000 mile range. So that's, so LR equals long range. Got it, Jim. So yeah, because I've been on A321s before, so I'm guessing it's the same body type plane. I mean, not much difference there, but it's just it just goes further. Okay. All right, I'm gonna kind of move on down here. Yeah, I didn't see that. So Richie Witch is just talking. So I posted a video. It's funny. And I got a little flack. I usually don't get that many downvotes when I put videos out. I posted a video, Parque Yetis. I'm gonna put a link to it because when you guys have some time, check it out. Just let me know what you think. Most people have probably already seen it that have been in my like in the Facebook group, because I posted a link on there. But Parque Yetis in Colombia. So Parque Yetis is an area, well, it's a park, but it's an area of Colombia where all the nightclubs and bars and everything. It's kind of a central location, and so you'll have all the bars and the clubs and all that stuff. So you have a lot of Americans there. It's in an area of Medellin called El Poblado, and so I posted this video, and like I said, I think I got like 4 downvotes. I don't get very many downvotes in my videos. Usually, maybe 1 or 2. The majority of them are likes, which I think, thank God. But this one I got a little more downvotes, and I actually had someone. And I don't even know, like, I don't know, maybe she left the channel, but she threatened like she was gonna leave I say she, you know what? I don't know if it was a woman or a man, but I'm basing it off the profile name. It wasn't like it wasn't a person's name, but just kind of what they wrote. I can't even remember what the profile name was, but it was something like Sunshine, something, whatever. But yeah, she threatened to leave like the channel if I posted the video. And I initially like posted it as a premiere, and then I realized that I left some stuff out, and I had to pull it back, and then I posted it that evening, I think, something like that. But yeah, the subscriber threatened to leave, and the whole reason was because, look, I'm gonna tell it like it is. When it comes to when I travel, Okay, I'm going to tell you how it is. So if I'm in Parque Yeres and there's beautiful women everywhere and they're it's a club. I mean, it's a club atmosphere. It's bars and everything. So you're going to have beautiful women. They're going to be wearing, you know, dresses and dressed up, just like if you were to go to a club. So I'm going to show that. That's part of being out there, right? So that's the experience. Because what I don't want is people to think, oh, yeah, we should hang out in Parque Yeres and bring our kids and all that. And then they get there and they're like, wow, this is not what I expected. This is not Disneyland. So, you know, I made it tasteful, but I did, you know, show women there and, you know, look, dressed for clubs, right? Nothing crazy. But, yeah, so I got some flack from some people about it. But, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, so it was funny, but check it out. You check it out after this live stream. I had a really good time. One thing when it comes to Colombia, when you go out and you go to clubs and stuff like that, you can really do it right. And when I say do it right, I mean your money goes so far there that you can get bottle service. For the most part, alcohol is not that expensive, depending on where you are. Now, the clubs that we went to that night in Parque Yeres, it's a tourist area, right? So they will hike the prices up a little bit. I stayed in the Laureles area. When I stayed in Laureles, it was a lot less for alcohol and stuff like that. But, yeah, check the video out. But he's just Sosua, Dominican Republic, is just mentioning the fact that he saw the video and he liked it. And I used that Osmo Pocket. And like I said, man, if you like traveling or if you want to get video when you travel, the Osmo Pocket is perfect. It's something that you should have if you want to do some video. Not necessarily do YouTube videos and things like that. It's great for that, but let's just say you just want footage to bring back, show your friends and your family, or you just want to have footage for later down the road, like 20 years from now, you look at the video and you can remember what you did and where you were and all that. So if you're just kind of documenting your travel, Osmo Pocket is perfect because you don't have to worry about, like, you can just walk and you don't have to worry about, am I holding the camera steady? Am I holding the camera level? You can have the camera like off to the side, canted to one side or the other, and the gimbal is going to adjust and make it so it's, you know, so it's still straight. You can hold it down kind of like a flashlight and walk, and the little Osmo Pocket will adjust and move straight out. But the thing about this Osmo Pocket that's crazy is people don't realize that you're holding a camera. In most cases, they don't see it unless they're like right up on you and they're looking and they're thinking, okay, what is that? They don't see it, especially if you have it like a flashlight and you're just kind of walking down. There's just a small little camera, so they're not really paying attention. So it's a good camera just to walk around with and not raise a lot of attention. And when you're traveling, the last thing that you want to do is bring attention to yourself with camera equipment because you don't want someone to try to run by and snag it from you or something like that. So it's a real good thing. Plus, if they look at it, they're kind of like, this doesn't even look like it would be expensive. It just looks like a little camera. So they'd probably steal your phone. Actually, your phone is worth more, because it's like $350 for the Osmo Pocket, but they would probably grab your phone before they grab that. Okay. Okay, let's move down. They changed and improved the time performance. Okay, wait past that. Okay, so Jim's saying that they changed that whole grouping process to improve on-time performance. You can't say too much past that. All right. Hey, I don't want you to say anything that's going to get you in trouble. But no, that does make sense, and that's one of the gripes that I had. Like I said, as far as JetBlue's their boarding process, people just get on the plane. They're halfway through. They're not even close to their seat, and they're throwing their luggage up, taking other people's space. Because I mean, we should be able to put our luggage right above us. That way, if we need to get to it, it's right above us. When we leave, it's right above us. All that good stuff. But some people, yeah, they're just all about what's more convenient for them, which is unfortunate. Okay. Green Pick, he posted on Facebook group from the Centurion Lounge. Yeah, that was a good picture. Who's that? Was that Jeremy or was it Lionel? It was Lionel, right? The Centurion Lounge. Yeah, and I encourage you guys in the Facebook group, if you guys are traveling, and some of these guys travel a lot for business, but if you're traveling, take pictures of your experiences, different experiences, the lounges and things like that. These are things that not everyone really gets to see. Some people might have travel credit cards, but they don't have like a top tier card that gets them Priority Pass, or they don't have an American Express Platinum card that gets them Centurion Lounge. I don't have that Centurion Lounge access. So I like to see it, like what's inside, what am I missing? Maybe that will kind of push some people into thinking, hey, maybe this card is something that I should consider. Okay. Okay, let's keep moving here. Taylor DR. Godfather. Sasua Dominican Republic saying Taylor the DR Godfather. Yeah, he's done a lot single handedly. He's one of the guys. Like I said, I've never been to DR. In the future, I will go to Dominican Republic, but he was kind of the ones that got out there. I started watching his channel first when it came to Dominican Republic and just experiencing different things. And he bought an apartment out there, or like a condo out there, and I think he since moved to another area. But yeah, he has a lot. He had a lot of information on his channel. I'm hoping he does open his channel back up. I don't think he deleted it. I think he just like put it on hold for right now, so it's not showing up. But he has a lot of information on that channel. All right, Lionel Diamond status would help you. Okay, let's move forward here. All right. Let's keep going here. Okay, let's keep on moving. So we're talking about Hilton points here. The only thing about Hilton points, I have this, and maybe we'll start it on here too. But I have this, I have a buddy that swears up and down with swears by these Hilton points. But the only thing about Hilton points is they don't go as far as some of the other hotel chains, mainly Hyatt. Although you have more properties to choose from, the points you have to use more points in order to stay a night. So that's my only kind of gripe when it comes to Hilton. And you can get the sign-up bonuses. They're like 100,000. Some of them are over that. But the points just don't go as far. And they're not even as valued. They're not valued as high either as some of the other hotel chains. Okay. All right, we're gonna move on down here. I'm taking JetBlue to Las Vegas in June, first time, because that's Tasha. Yeah, you should have a good time. Where are you coming from though? Are you coming from LA or? Yeah, you'll have a good trip on JetBlue. Let's keep moving down here. Pro tip: redeeming hotel points, Asia hotels give you much lower redemption rates. Okay, so Lionel's saying that the Asian hotel chains or Asian hotels give you much lower redemption rates. So that's good. That's good to know. Okay, so I think I already greeted you, that guy, but if I didn't formally greet you, welcome to the chat. Let's see. All right. Just trying to move through everything. So Jim's saying, yeah, no transfer partners with JetBlue, but I'm willing to bet that they will change soon because we do have co-chair partners. Okay, so there might be something coming down the pipe when it comes to some JetBlue partners. But yeah, that would be really a big deal if JetBlue did that. Like I said, Alaska, that's one thing that I do like about Alaska, and I'm considering getting both cards anyway, and I probably will get both cards at some point. But the fact that Alaska does allow you to use some transfer partners is really really key for me, because if I have points in Alaska, I can still travel outside of the country, even though they don't fly outside of the country themselves. Well, they do, but they might not fly to the destination that I want to go to. So, Okay, let's move down, down, down. So let's see. So that guy, are you in Paris now? Why did I see something on here? How's Paris, that guy? Okay, and David's saying that lots of hotels have laundries somewhere in the hotel. Okay, and that's really good to know because all I go by usually when I stay at a hotel is I pull that little, they have the little bag and you pull it out and you're looking at the prices and it's like $6 to wash a pair of jeans, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to go that route. But yeah, if they have laundry, that's good. That's really good. I'm still on these Airbnbs though. I'm liking them if possible. I'd like to still stay there. Um, and when I say like, depending on where I'm going, like where I'm traveling to, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of hooked on these Airbnbs because it's just I feel more like I'm in a house, like I'm in an apartment, or it's not like I'm in a hotel. When I'm in a hotel, yes, I feel like I'm in a hotel. When I'm in an apartment, I feel it feels a little different. It's you feel more connected to the the city. Or, I don't know. There's a different feeling there, and you feel a little bit like more like you're on your own in the country, whereas opposed to if you're staying in a hotel, you're in a hotel still. Uh, so, yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but it's good to know that they do have the laundry, and that's something that I will look for more when I am in a situation where I'm booking a hotel. I'll base it on that. Like I said, Hyatt. I almost want to say. I'm trying to think of what Hyatt it was. It was okay. I know where it was. It was in San Diego. So I stayed in a Hyatt place in San Diego, and they had a laundry room in there. And I don't know how much they were charging, but I don't think it was free. But they did have laundry in there. Let's see, TC. Nice, David. When you're going, haven't been there myself. Okay, so I missed the discussion here. I don't know about the whole Paris thing. Let's see. Uh-oh, where did we go? I lost my place. All right, now's a good time, guys, to go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't done so already, so we can get some more people in here. Let's see if we can get 30 likes tonight. If possible, that would be great. And if you hit the like button, then you're going to bring some more people in. They'll be able to see that we're doing a live stream right now. The only travel live stream that's out there that I know of. I don't know. Like, I don't see anyone talking about travel. I don't know. Not in a live stream. I mean, you'll have people talk about travel. They'll do travel vlogging. You have Ask Sebi, and you have Credit Shifu, and the Points Guy. They have their YouTube channels, and they put out stuff on a regular when it comes to travel credit cards and things like that. But just talking about travel in general, you don't have anybody doing it live. And I don't know why that is, because I think travel is kind of a community thing, or it should be a community thing where we share our different experiences. And I just think it's the perfect platform. Like, YouTube is a perfect platform for it because, one, I can do the vlogging thing. So whenever I travel to a destination, I can show you my hotel room. I can show you where I ate dinner. I can show you the nightclubs and stuff like that I went to, and all that good stuff. And then I can come on live and I can talk about my experience right there. Or when I come back, we can have a discussion about different travel experiences. So I know if I want to travel to a destination, and we'll use my favorite destination, we'll use Colombia. So let's say if you're from the outside looking in, you've never gone to Colombia before, and you want to travel to Colombia, well, you can check out my channel, and I have videos on Colombia, different places that I've eaten and all that good stuff. And then I come on live and I talk about different things, and then you can ask me, hey, so what did you like about this Makura restaurant that you went to? What was so good about the fish and this and that? And we can have that dialogue back and forth. And where did you stay, and why did you stay there, and all that good stuff. And not just me, because we're on a live chat, we can chat back and forth with each other and talk about different travel destinations. And then after that, we can go offline and go to, you see how I plugged it in. I connected it to the Facebook group. Oh, did I put the right one in there? Yeah, I think I did. Oh, no. No, I put my video again. That's not it. But we can jump in the Facebook group and we can talk about it even more. So there's just so much. I don't know why more people aren't doing live streams when it comes to travel, but that's fine. More for me, right? I get on here, and if I'm the only one doing it, then I get more people watching me, hopefully. So yeah, hit the like button though. So that's the Facebook group. I just posted that link as well, so you can check that out. If you have not joined, jump in there, and we'll accept you in, and we'll talk travel. Okay, let's see. I don't know where we left off here, David. Years ago, don't worry about the downloads. People always want to control free speech. Sasua, Dominican Republic. He said, don't worry about the downvotes. People always want to control free speech. Yeah, it's funny, man. And people threatening, like, look, if you don't like my channel, you don't like my channel. That doesn't hurt my feelings or anything. But like to threaten people, like, oh, I'm gonna unsubscribe. This looks like, I can't remember the word that the person used. Wasn't anything vulgar or anything, but it's just, this looks like something, I don't know. But that's what you see. I guarantee you, if you go to Parqueyetes, what's today? Saturday. Right now, if you go out to Parqueyetes, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see that. Women dressed up, right? Yeah. It's any club. I can go to a club right now, and I'm gonna see the same thing, you know. So I don't think it was in poor taste or anything, but this was even before she saw the video. All she saw was the thumbnail, and from the thumbnail, she was. I keep saying she. I shouldn't say that. From the thumbnail, this person was, already judging and saying that they were gonna unsubscribe if this is what I think it is or something like that. Oh, wow. Okay, so that guy says TEC downvote equals upvote equals YouTube engagement. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, more engagement pushes it up in the order of videos to be promoted. Okay, Lionel here. Barcelona has some fantastic architecture. Yeah, Spain is a place where I'd like to go. Definitely. I was trying to plan a trip, a family trip. My parents, and I've talked about this before. Other than going on a cruise to Mexico, my parents have never left the country. They just got their passport was it 2 years ago? About a year and a half ago, I think. So I'm really still trying to push them to travel somewhere outside of the country. But people get comfortable, right? And we have a lot of people that have never traveled outside of the country. They've never used a passport. They've never had a passport stamped. So I find that amazing because there's so much more out there, places to experience. But yeah, some people get comfortable and they're in America and they don't care and they don't care to go anywhere else. But I think it's something that I enjoy. Not everyone's going to enjoy the same things, but I definitely enjoy being able to travel, leave the country, and experience things. Okay, let's see. Lionel's asking, does the Osmo Pocket have a tripod mount? Okay, so it doesn't, and that's one of the. I do not understand. Like, I thought I had it with me right here. I don't understand. Maybe I'll grab it so I can show it to you guys. All right. So here's the Osmo Pocket. Let me take all this. Well, I'll just leave this on. So this is the bottom. It has the little USB-C charging port. That's at the bottom there. So no tripod mount. And so you have to kind of rig it. Now there's so much stuff out there. And when I first got this this Osmo Pocket, I got it in December, I believe. So I got it as soon as it released. Actually, 2 days before it was launched, or 2 days before it was said to be released. That's when I got it. And yeah, I don't understand how you design something like this and not put a tripod mount on it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know what these guys are thinking, like when they're designing these things, because that's something that, to me, it's a no-brainer. Put a tripod mount on the bottom there. So it's a 1/4-20, basically. So 1/4-20 thread, and you just put it in there, and you can tighten it up on a tripod if you want. So what I did is you can buy this little device, this little piece here, and so I put this little piece on here, so now I can put it on a tripod if I want. Honestly, I very rarely put it on a tripod because I got this little wireless module thing. This is, if you can see, it's not a square at the bottom. It's kind of rounded. So if you sit it on a table, it can kind of rock a little bit. And if the table's not sturdy and you hit the table, it could knock it over. So I use this little thing here, this wireless module, and I pretty much just have it on here. This module, so I can control it with my phone, and I don't have to have it plugged into anything. So it'll wirelessly control it, and I can move the camera head around and all that. And then it's a nice little tabletop here, so you can just put it on the table. So that works. So that's how I use that. But yeah, it's amazing to me when they're designing these things. I don't get it. I really don't. Like, what are you thinking? That's a no-brainer. If I'm in that, if I'm one of these people, I don't know, what do they call the people who are doing all the research and all that stuff? That's like one of the things you have to have on your phone, or on your Osmo Pocket. I guarantee the next one that they release, it will have a tripod mount on the bottom, because that was a real big disappointment for a lot of people. Although it's excellent. The Osmo Pocket is excellent. If you want to travel and just get some video, and like I said, the main thing about the Osmo Pocket that I like is the fact that it doesn't take me much time to get the footage that I'm looking for. And I did a video on Barranquilla. When I first got off the airport, or got out of the airport, I was sitting in a taxi. You guys can check the video out. I was sitting in a taxi talking to the taxi driver and all that. Had the Osmo Pocket with me. Was able to just flip the screen around, and we were talking about the police officers in Barranquilla. And then also when I got to the hotel, I did a nice little pan from the ground, like from the name of the hotel. Actually, the name was on the side of the building. So from the name of the hotel, I was able to pan up to the hotel, one shot, where that would have taken me with a regular camera. I probably would have been standing out there like 10 minutes just trying to get the perfect move where it was steady and not kind of like shaking as I was moving up. It would have taken me a little while to do that with another camera. But with that camera, one shot, all I did was just turn it to where I wanted, and it gave it a nice little pan to the top of the building. So if you check out the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. It says Ibis Hotel. So I had it on Ibis Hotel, and then I panned up to the very top of the hotel. So it was pretty neat. All right, if you guys are in here right now and you have not liked the live stream, please do so, and that will help us get more people in here. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and then hit that little bell notification. That way, anytime I go live, you'll know. Generally, I will go live on, my schedule is Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So Saturday we do live stream. We talk generally about travel credit cards, and then Sunday we'll talk just about travel related stuff, period. So we might talk about travel gear and a variety of different things like that. And then on Monday, we're talking about South American travel mainly. So Colombia is a popular destination that I talk about a lot. and just kind of letting you guys know what's out there when it comes to South America travel. Not too many people really think about South America when they want to go on a trip. And there's some really nice places to go to in South America, as well as it's very reasonable in most of these places. So if you're looking for a budget trip where you can have a really good time and not have to spend a lot of money, let's say you have a family and you don't want to travel to Paris or some of these other places where you just come home broke or spend $10,000 on a trip. You can do Colombia really reasonable. Everything is reasonably priced there. So the hardest part is just getting there. Once you get into the country, things are just so much cheaper. Even if you're traveling within the country, you can get flights that I was flying business class. It was $130 for a business class ticket. Everything is a lot cheaper out there. So your money goes a long way. All right. I'm dropping the churning game. I'm dropping the churning game. So no more churning, David? Is that what you're saying? Let's see. Not even going to get the Apple credit card. Yeah, you know what's funny? That card had a lot of buzz a couple weeks ago, right? When they launched it. Or not launched it, but when they announced it. I guess maybe it'll get some more buzz once they launch it. But you don't really hear too much about it anymore. It's kind of it's taking a back seat now. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that card. But yeah, not too many people really talking about it. Let's see. I'm gonna take a break now. Unless something pops up. So Lionel says he's taking a break too as far as cards, and I do that too. Like I don't have any cards that I really want to get right now. Or I shouldn't say. There are cards that I want to get, but I don't need to get. So when I need to get them, then I'll get them. But right now, I'm kind of content with what I have. I just got the last card I got was a United Explorer card, the business card. And it's the last one I got. And that's the only thing that I need for right now. And I already have two more trips the two trips that are planned. And those will already be taken care of as far as points. And I'll still have points left over. So I can wait until maybe September, October to get another card if I really need to get another one. There is a possibility that, like I said, the JetBlue or the American or the Alaska Airlines card, I might get one of those, but I don't have to get anything right now. Okay. Let's see. Hilton is way too high with points. Some high-end hotels are now 100,000 points a night. Wow, that's Tasha saying that. Yeah, you need a lot of points to do the Hilton stays using points. That's pretty scary. Let's see. I'd rather not say, but I used to work at the airport 7 years ago. I held a lot of positions since. Now I am in the corporate office. Okay. So he's answering David's question. I didn't get what David's question was, but yeah. Well, it's good to have you here, Jim. I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you like the discussion. You can subscribe to the channel so you can know when I put out stuff, because I think you would have a lot of information that we would be asking or wanting to know about from the inside. We have one other person on here, Nika. She's not in here tonight, but she works for our airline as well. And we won't. She doesn't. I don't know if I haven't confirmed where she worked. I've never asked her actually. I don't want to get into all that, but yeah, she gives us some information. Not information. I shouldn't say that. She will mention certain things, and she can come from that perspective. And like I said, all I want is the more people in here, the more knowledge that we all have as far as experiences. I think it really will help us out in the long run, make better decisions when we travel. What is going on here? I messed up my I'm having a time with this live chat here, the window. Okay, let's move on down, see if there's anything else. If you have any questions specifically for me, just put TEC. Actually, Nika is here. How you doing, Nika? I hadn't gotten down that far yet, so I didn't see that you were here. We have another person that works for an airline in the building. Jim here. Let's see. Okay. I haven't gotten down this far yet. Now I want to see what you guys are talking about down below, so I'm trying to get down there. So that guy, Lionel, met at Airbnb. So that guy is staying at Airbnb right now, huh? I missed a few questions. I'm sorry if I missed anything that's important. Just repost it, because I'm kind of I want to scroll down and get down to the bottom here. Yeah, Lionel's saying that I'd be proud. Yeah, Airbnbs all the way. It's not the only thing I do. I do want to. I gotta say that I will stay at a hotel every once in a while. Okay, I'm the guy reporting you to YouTube for saying that. Oh, wow. All right, let's get down here. Okay. Let's see here. Jaquez, welcome to the Facebook group. Welcome to the Facebook group. Thank you for joining there. Okay, so yeah, Nika is here. What's going on, Nika? How you doing? Okay, let's move down here because I'm trying to get down. I like being in the conversation when everyone's talking and not like coming in. That I don't like that delay. I don't want you guys to have to wait for a response from me, so I'm trying to move down as fast as possible. I'm gonna have to work out a better system, but yeah. Let's see. All right, let's move down. So if you guys have any questions specifically for me, just hit TE or just type in TEC or at TEC, and I will make sure I go over those. Does you have the Freedom Unlimited? This is David Amex Black. A card nice. I hope you are successful. So as far as Amex Black, does anybody know any pointers on how to get invited? Because I'm not interested in getting the card, but you guys are talking about that, trying to get the Amex Black. I've only seen the card once. I do have a friend that has the card. I should say he's a coworker, but he has a business on the side, and he was able to get the card. I just know it was expensive. It was like, I want to say it was like $7,500 for him to get the card. And then he has like an annual fee. I think it's like $2,500 or something that I wouldn't be comfortable paying. Let's see. Yeah, they got unlimited. Rolo, what's going on? Need two chats going. Yeah. That's all right. I want to see what you guys are saying. So, okay. So, as far as like what we were talking about today, I got all the way down to the bottom, which I'm glad. Just wanted to make sure I'm not missing anything. So as far as what we were talking about today, the whole JetBlue thing, as far as them going to London now, I think it's a really good opportunity for all of us, because I think the prices will be driven down, and if they can drive those prices down with the legacy carriers, then that's a good deal for all of us. As well as I like flying JetBlue, so if I'm considering flying overseas to London, I would consider doing the whole JetBlue, and maybe I'll try to do one of the inaugural flights and go out there and fly one of their first few flights to London. I don't know, as far as London goes, I don't know if I want to go there. Like, I don't know. That's not one of the places that's on the top of my list. It's just too city. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to see how I feel about it later. But I like traveling places, and I've talked about this before. But I really like traveling to places where it's not common for people to travel to. And then see what the experience is, and that's where I usually enjoy it. Like Colombia is not a popular destination for most people, but they have so much to offer, and so I like going to places like that. They're kind of hidden gems, I guess you could say. So when it comes to the big cities, the Paris and London and all these big places where people usually kind of just go there to go there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm always like London is not really on my list, but I will go there, and I've been to the airport. So that's as far as I've gone, but I will go there. I just haven't gone there yet. And then Nika's putting in here, go to Africa. That's definitely a place I want to go. So Africa's on my list. Definitely on my list. North Korea, yeah, let's do that. So yeah, North Korea won't be on my list. And with North Korea, you have to have like someone with you the whole time that you're there. You can't like do stuff on your own. I'm not into all that. I wouldn't go to North Korea anyway. Just I like to look at places that have US embassies and a U.S. presence. Let's just put it that way. They have a U.S. presence, and I'm a little more comfortable being there. But yeah, there's no U.S. presence, and it's kind of a lockdown like North Korea, where, like I said, you have to go on like these tours. You can't just be out and about on your own. And with me, you guys know I'm a photographer. I like bringing all my camera equipment. I'd want to vlog about it. It's not something that I think would be accepted. So yeah, it's not really, I can't really share it with others. So I'd just be there kind of experiencing it on my own, but not being able to share it. So that's not something that's high on my list. Let's see. Budapest is a hidden gem. Okay. What's going on, Altered Illusions? Yeah, Budapest. I mean, there are so many different places. Let's face it. But I definitely want to. I like the hidden gems. That's kind of my thing. I enjoy that because I like this. I don't know. I like being able to come back and saying I went to this amazing place, and then say, "Where'd you go?" And I tell them, like, let's say I tell them Budapest, and they're like, "Budapest? Where's that?" And that kind of stuff. I like that kind of response. It's like, "Oh my God, you got to go to this place," and just open it up. And YouTube is, like I said, YouTube is perfect for travel. Like YouTube channels are perfect for travel because you can go to these places, get footage, talk about the places, and then they can see for themselves. I think it's why when Anthony Bourdain was doing when he was doing his stuff, it was such a hit. Like his show was such. I mean, he had a couple of different shows, but they all dealt with eating in different countries. And I think that's what was so amazing to others because he didn't just go to the big cities, the popular destinations. He would go to some tough areas, some tough places, Lebanon and places that were having civil wars and things like that. He would go to some of those places and really open people's eyes up to the beauty that's in those countries. So that's what I like. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to go to a place that's in civil war or a place that's dangerous, but I definitely like going to places that are not popular destinations. Okay. You're serious, nice. All right, David. Yeah. Whatever. So, and I'm sure there are nice parts of Syria, but I wouldn't go there because they're having some civil stuff going on, civil war stuff going on. Let's see. Nika, I've been to Morocco. I don't even know what that is. South Africa. Yeah, I don't know where that is in South Africa. Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt. Cool. So you've been to a lot of places, Nika. Let's see. I would visit North Korea. I want to see. Yeah, I'm not big on North Korea. No, I don't need to see it. I don't. Like I said, I want to experience it from a photographer's viewpoint, and I just couldn't. I would be so limited. I wouldn't enjoy it, and I'd be like fearful if I take a picture of something, I'd go to jail, and I'd be in that work detail, and end up like that warm beer guy. So, yeah, I have no real desire to go to a place that's locked down that much. Okay, go to Antarctica. Antarctica, I could go there. I could go to Antarctica, definitely. Yeah, so Nika's saying that she'd want to go to Antarctica, but the tours are very expensive. Yeah, another place on my list, New Zealand. I'd love to go to New Zealand. I think there's some really good landscapes to take pictures of in New Zealand. So, okay, so we're not gonna talk about politics, Greg. So I'm not gonna show that that link that you put, or that comment that you put. So just keep it civil, guys. All right, keep it civil. We don't need to talk about fake news and all that stuff. This is about travel. Let's see. From here, very few Americans travel to smaller Asian countries. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, we'll go to Thailand. We'll go to Vietnam. Yeah, there are a lot of different Asian countries that are the smaller ones that aren't traveled to. And I have my eye on a few of those. But I'd like to do it in like maybe a 2-week trip and kind of just travel around throughout Asia. I know when I went to Thailand, I had a really good time. And the only thing is, we were constantly on the move. Even though we stayed in Phuket, we were constantly moving around from place to place. So we didn't really have enough time to settle in anywhere. We was on the move and going to different islands and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good. Okay. So Lionel says his favorite country is Cambodia. Okay, and that's another one that's kind of a hidden gem too. I don't think many people know too much about Cambodia or have traveled there. And one thing, and I want to say this too, like it was kind of an eye opener for me when I went to Thailand. And one of the reasons South America is so appealing to me, for one, yeah, it's there are a lot of places in South America and Central America that are like hidden gems, but it's still in America, meaning like it's kind of the same. If you're staying in a large city, you're going to have the same lifestyle. When I say lifestyle, how can I say this? So you go to Thailand, right? And Thailand is developed, and they have a lot of stuff going on in the major cities, but you still will run into some weird situations. And I went to the Buddhist temple in Phuket. They call it Big Buddha. So we went to the Big Buddha, and really a great place, like a great place to go and experience, just because the sounds, the people, like you hear that, like they're doing they're singing something. I don't know like about their religion, but they're constantly saying something. And so when you're walking up, you can hear this. It's powerful because it's really loud and everything. And there's a lot of worship, I guess you could say, going on in there. But the only thing is, I had to go to the restroom, and you go to the restroom, and it's not like a restroom that you would have in Western America's. It's not a toilet. Let's just put it that way. It's a hole in the ground. you have these two little foot things where you stand and you can squat, and yeah. So those things are a little like, whoa, okay, this is different. I haven't experienced this before. So that's one thing I like about, you go to South America, for the most part, there's going to be a toilet there. They might have the whole thing with, what am I trying to say? The whole toilet paper issue. And this is in a lot of other countries, where they tell you don't flush the toilet or don't flush paper down the toilet. And that goes for, like, Colombia. It says the same thing. I use the same method that I do in the U.S. I put everything in the toilet. But they do kind of promote that, but it's not like a real big they're not a real big stickler on that in Colombia, whereas in some of the other countries, and Thailand is one of the countries where they're very, very a big stickler on that. If you stay at, this is David, you'll be happy to hear this. If I'm staying in those countries, like in Thailand, I've learned that, yeah, I should probably stay in a hotel, especially an American hotel, because they usually don't. It's not an issue. We stayed for a couple of nights in a smaller hotel chain, and it was more of an Airbnb kind of thing. My buddy booked it, but it said in the bathroom, do not put trash, do not put toilet paper in the toilet. So they were telling you that they were telling you not to do it. So yeah, for what it's worth. Now, did I listen? No, no. But that's what I'm saying. So, like, if I am in another country, I want that country to be close to home when it comes to different traditions like that, or at least be open to the way that people do it in the U.S. So, this is really bothering me, the fact that I can't pull this up. So let me see if I can't. My chat. I'm still working on this whole chat thing. I don't know how it got away from me, but it is not allowing me to pull it up. Okay. Yeah, this is a good time, guys. If you are in here, just hit the like button so we can get more people to join in on the conversation. We'll be on here a little bit longer, just talking about answering any questions or anything like that. What is going on here? Man, that's annoying. Okay, we're just gonna leave it alone. All right, and where do we leave off to? So you would never ever do a 30-day trip. Let's see. I missed something here. Yeah, so Lionel's saying it's shocking that few Americans venture to the east. I see so many Europeans and Australians. Yeah, we don't travel as much as, I don't know, like, yeah, you see a lot of, and I think it's more cultural too. Like, we're more work. Like, you'll have people who will work and have vacation time but never use it in the U.S., and that's more accepted. But in other countries, I think it's kind of you're more how can I say this? They push it more. Like, you get vacation time, you need to take your vacation. Where we can carry over our vacation time, so we can build it up and cash it out and do different things with our vacation. So it's not. I've seen in many cases it's not really that a priority like it is in other countries, where they tell you need to use your vacation every year, and they have longer vacations. So I don't know. Yeah, in the U.S. we don't really, vacation isn't really pushed. And I know one thing, like, not only do I think it's not pushed, but it gets to the point where people that you work with, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's happened to me. People will question, why are you taking so much time off? Why are you traveling so much? Do you work? Do you have a job? that kind of stuff, which I really don't like when I hear people criticizing people for taking time off. I mean, you earn your time off, just like you earn your sick time and all that good stuff. You've earned your time off. Go ahead and do with it what you want, and travel and do whatever. But yeah, you'll have people that will question that, almost try to discourage you from taking time off, which is crazy. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, I'm still trying to work on this chat. It's not coming up. Okay, so we're just leaving it alone. They have flights to Fiji for $400 round trip. Wow, that's good, Nika. That is good, and that's coming from probably San Francisco or the West Coast then. And would you ever do a 30-day trip? I love slow travel. So Ultra Illusions is asking me if I'd ever do a 30-day trip. I would love to, and I can do that in my current job. If I wanted to, I could take that time off. I'd be honest with you, if I did do a 30-day trip, it's going to be in Colombia. That would allow me just to travel throughout the whole country. But yeah, I could. I don't know. It would have to be more than just, it would have to be business as well. So if I'm doing a 30-day trip, it's going to have to be business. So going out for vacation, but then also having some business stuff lined up, then I would spend more time out there and do that. One good thing about Airbnbs, not to keep pushing Airbnbs, but one good thing amongst many good things about Airbnb is that you can kind of do stuff offline too. So let's say I've stayed at Airbnb already in Colombia, and I know what to expect, and I want to stay there for a month. I can do it offline and be like, hey, look, I'm going to stay for a month. Give me a better deal, $600 for the month as opposed to $29 a day or something like that, like $30 a day. So instead of paying $900 for the month, let me do it for $600 or $500 or something like that. And in most cases, they'll do it because that Airbnb is not always being rented. So it can be, they know their numbers. They know how many people or how many days people stay per month. And if they can get a person in there for a whole month for 30 days and get $600 out of the deal, I'm sure they would jump on it. So you can make deals like that with them. Whereas if you're staying in a hotel, you're just going to pay whatever the hotel rate is, and that rate does fluctuate. So it's not going to be let's say if it's $50 a night, it's not going to be $50 a night for every night. It's going to be $50 a night one night. On the weekends, it might jump up to $85 or $100 a night. So yeah, that is a good thing. If you're doing long term, then the Airbnb is a good fit. Okay, Fiji is definitely on my bucket list. So that's what Lionel's saying there. Off topic TC, I was wondering why audio sounds different. And now I just saw, you didn't see this big mic in my face? You're rocking the cardioid mic. Yeah, didn't see it on the tiny YouTube phone. Okay. Yeah, I changed my mic. I had to. And I think I talked about, I don't know if you were in here, that guy, when I talked about just the audio, just for whatever reason, it was just bugging me. Or for good reason. Most people, we really tune into audio more than video. Like, I can watch bad video, but when it comes to audio, if it's bad, I just can't watch it. It gets annoying. And especially if it's a long, if you're watching something for a long period of time and the audio is just all messed up, I can't watch it. And the thing with the audio, if you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button. We're building up, so hopefully we can get a little more, some more people in here. Let's see if we can get up to 30. And so one of the things that I was finding, or one of the things that I find is when I do my regular videos, I can edit and I can fine tune, like sweeten the audio, make it really sound good. But when you're doing these live streams, it's just kind of fly by. Yeah, I mean, you're on there, you're talking. You don't really know what the audio sounds like unless, like, I have a thing where I can check it now. But I have to put something in my ear to know if the audio sounds okay. And I was hearing a lot of background noise because I'm dealing with a computer that's sitting right in front of me and the fan's going. And so it's making all these different noises and everything. So I was hearing all that in my playback. And so that's the reason why I wanted to go with something else. And of course, I see a lot of people on doing their live streams, because I'm starting to look at more live streams, mainly like the gamers and stuff like that. But they'll have like a cardioid mic. They'll have a mic like this, or they'll have something else that they're using, and it sounds really good. So I've had this mic for a couple of years. Yeah, it's been a couple of years. I've had this mic for a couple of years. I was doing some voiceover stuff for a few videos that I did, and I got this on B&H. It was on sale, so that's why I picked it up. And so I just never used it. And then it got to the point now where it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe I should try to use that thing again. And so I pulled it out, and it sounds good. And I don't know if last week you guys saw I had like another little screen over the front. It was like a pop filter. That thing was bugging me because I was behind. Like, it had to be up higher because I had to talk into the pop filter. So I was behind it. It was like covering my whole face, like my mouth. You couldn't see my mouth. I didn't like that. So I went with just getting like a little wind muff thing here. That way I can just talk down into it as opposed to the way I had it before. So anyway, yeah, thank you for the compliment about the audio. Hopefully it sounds okay. And I was able to raise up the amps too a little bit, so it should be a little bit louder. I don't have to have it all right in my mouth when I'm talking. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got some good stuff coming out of here. Let's see. I missed a few. Where are we now? Okay. Okay, so Ultra Illusion says, I sometimes will record sound only on my phone. Yeah, and that's actually a good, the phones now are really good where you can just open that up, get an app, and then plug it in, plug a mic into it, and then, do it separately. So if you're doing videos, you can do it separately and then sync it up. And with Premiere Pro, it's so easy to sync up audio. If you're doing like edits, it's so easy to do it. Now, if you're doing a live stream, it just doesn't work. Or if you do a live stream on your phone, then yeah, you can do it that way. But I don't do live streams on my phone. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so you're talking about while traveling instead of photos all the time. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Asia, East Asia, American, I guess. Okay, so that guy's just talking about, okay, so you guys are talking about Europeans traveling to Asia more than Americans, I guess. Let's see, TEC, Anchor, what? Cambodia is a photographer's dream. Okay, so Angkor, yeah, I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look into that in Cambodia. But yeah, one of the things I really like about Asian countries is they have different traditions when it comes to like religious traditions, and they also have like these different structures, and where you can just take pictures of some amazing landscapes when you have these different what am I trying to, not a western structures, like you have different type buildings. So yeah, I do want to do, like I've gone to Thailand, but I want to go to definitely go to some other Asian countries for photography. Yeah, it would be amazing. Or I should say it will be amazing when I go. And when I enter a lot of competitions, you do see a lot of landscapes from Asian countries will win a lot of awards because it's unique. It's something that you don't see on in Western countries. Okay. And that guy's saying, anyone ever done capsule hotels? No, I have not. That would be interesting to, I don't know if I would want, you're talking about like capsule hotels. I'm thinking you're talking about like these small little, I always think of like airport hotels, which I almost did. Like I knew they had it. I want to say it was I in China? I think it was China that I was looking up the information because I had an 8-hour layover, and I wanted to just rent this small little space that I can go in and take a nap and not have to be in the terminal or even in like a lounge. And I couldn't find it. I don't know if maybe it was in another part of the airport, but I couldn't find it. And I looked it up prior to going, and I saw that they were available, but I couldn't find it. And then I didn't know how to explain it to someone, even the Google's Translate. Like, I asked one person, and they didn't know what I was talking about, and they worked there, so like they worked at the airport. Okay, but I haven't had any experience with that. Let's see. You guys should see all of America before. No, I disagree, David. So David's saying that you guys should see all of America before you go international. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think you should do both, but I don't think you should say, well, I need to see all of America before I go to other countries. Yeah, I'm not on board with that, because you can spend your whole life seeing the U.S. Like, what I mean is, there's enough in the U.S. Just like I said, my parents have never left the country, and they've traveled within the U.S. But you can spend the rest of your life traveling in the U.S. and then never get to the point where you travel outside. I like to do a little of both I like to do a lot of both if possible. But one of the things that I really enjoy about traveling is there's a few different things. One is getting out of your comfort zone. So I'm comfortable in the U.S. I speak English. If I'm in the U.S., I can communicate, right? Anywhere in the U.S. So this is my comfort zone. I don't care where I go in the U.S. I pretty much know what the expectation is, right? I don't have to fend for anything when it comes to the U.S. Like, I know what's going on, right? But when you travel outside of the country, especially if you're traveling solo, you're out of your comfort zone in a lot of situations. And so you learn so much about yourself when you travel outside of the country, because you have to figure things out on your own, and you have to ask for help if you need it. Where in the U.S., if I'm traveling, I don't need to ask for any help. I pretty much know what's going on. But if you're in another country, yes, you need to rely on people sometimes. You need to be very observant and read signs and try to figure things out just by kind of trial and error. Maybe step back, you see what's going on. Like, I did this video on when I was in Colombia, and I was buying these they were scalping tickets. So and if you see my video, you know what I'm talking about. But there was one point in that video where I walked up. And so for the first thing, like, let me just give you an example. If I'm in the U.S. and people are scalping tickets, okay, I know, and I can look at the ticket and, oh, okay, yeah, it looks like it's legit or whatever. I know what to expect, right? But when you're in another country, you're kind of like, okay, I'm in another country. I don't want to buy a ticket that's not good, that won't work. And second, I want to know that I'm getting a good deal. I'm not paying twice as much for a ticket. And you're dealing with the language barrier too. And so there was a point where I walked up, and instead of like going straight to the scalpers, which you could see the scalpers were all out there. And as I'm walking up, they're all like, asking me if I want to buy tickets. I walk up to the gate, and I asked them, where can I get tickets? Knowing that they're not selling tickets. They're just taking the tickets. And so they're the ones pointing at me, hey, you can buy tickets from any of these guys here. And so what I did is I went back. So, and when he pointed, like, they're standing like 10 feet away from me. So I went back over there, and then the guy comes up and he tells me how much. I'm like, nah, or he tells me how much he wants for him. I'm like, no, that's too much. And the guy at the gate already told me how much the tickets were worth. And so I was sticking to that price. And so they would tell me something higher, and I would say, no. And I'd tell them how much I wanted for, and they, no. So we're going back and forth. But at one point in the video, I stepped back, and they were still, because there was a lot of people around there like buying tickets. And so I stepped back, and I was just observing, and I just wanted to see people buy tickets and then go into the gate and use those tickets. And that was the guy that I wanted to buy the tickets from. So it wasn't just going to be anybody. I wanted to buy it from that guy because that guy's giving out good tickets. Not to say the other guys weren't, but I wanted to make sure, because you don't want to buy tickets And then you get in that line, and then they tell you, "Oh no, these tickets are no good." And then you turn around, and the guy is gone. He's got your money, and he's gone. So it makes you, and you start thinking differently. Where it's like, okay, I need to protect myself here. So let me step back, see what's going on, see who can get tickets, see how much they're getting them for, because they're going, they're talking back and forth, and so just kind of do that. So you have to step back sometimes, and it makes you more. I don't know. I enjoy it. I like the challenge of going to a different country and not knowing the language, and try to fend for yourself. And when it comes to Spanish, I do speak some Spanish, right? Very little, but I mean, I understand a lot, and I'm now getting more comfortable speaking. Like before, I wouldn't speak Spanish because I was embarrassed that I was saying something wrong. But now I go to Spanish speaking countries more and more, and now I'm more comfortable just saying it. Even if I say it wrong, even if I realize I say it wrong, I'm still more comfortable saying it, saying different things. And so, yeah, I don't agree with you, David, but that's fine. If that's your goal to visit visit the U.S. first, and that's fine. But I think you should get a little bit of both. Definitely. And I don't know if you were on here, but I talked about like one of my dreams as far as the U.S. is concerned, I want to go to all the national parks. I love going to national parks. I want to go to all the national parks, but that doesn't mean I'm going to say I need to go to all the national parks before I go to another country. No, I'm going to do both, and experience both. So, and have you traveled, David? Have you traveled outside of the country? I'm pretty sure you have, right? So, yeah, that's the way I feel about that. Let's see. Okay, David, I always question myself in that sense. I've been more internationally than in the U.S. Yeah, and I don't think yeah, for me, I don't look at it like that. I really don't. Yeah, travel's all about experiencing different things. Yeah, let's see. I've never been to Vegas. Never been to Vegas. You don't need to go to Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is. I went to UNLV. My alma mater here. My little mug. Yeah, I went to UNLV. So I spent plenty of time in Vegas. And you're not missing much. You're probably saving your money. Let's see. You could go to the Grand Canyon in Vegas in the same day. Yeah, that's true. You could do that. Let's say life work balance. Europe. Very true, that guy. I find Americans are very leery of venturing out of their comfort zone. That's Lionel saying that. Yeah. I just think it's challenging. You get out of your comfort zone and it challenges you. And that's a good thing. Like, it shows the kind of person you are. Are you resourceful enough to get things done if you really, really had to in another country? Yeah. Plus, it's fun. It's just fun. It's different. And different foods, different cultures. It's just, it just makes it really interesting to experience, just the whole thing. It's, I don't know. And then you discover things. Like I said, the first time that I went to Colombia, I was afraid. Like going to Colombia, I was afraid. And the only reason I went is because my buddies were like, and they picked it. Like well, I won't say they picked it, but we had a list, or we had three countries on the list. So we had Costa Rica, which they had already been to, so they didn't really want to go there. Peru, and Colombia. Those were the three on the list. I had a buddy that used to go to Colombia, or that was going to Colombia at the time. He was going all the time, and he was just telling me how beautiful the women were and everything. So that's what piqued my interest. But the first time that I went to Colombia, which was 10 years ago, I was afraid. I was scared. I was scared. But it opened my eyes to, wow, this is really a beautiful place. And, that I just went from there. Let's see. I think only 10% of Americans have passports. Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but I know it is low. which is unfortunate. And I talked about this before. Like having a U.S. passport is such a powerful thing. Like we have a passport that allows us to go to a lot of different countries, and I mean, if you don't want to use it, you don't want to use it. But we have that advantage, being an American, that we have treaties with a lot of different countries. We can travel to different countries. For the most part, you're safe in most of these countries, because of the treaties and everything that's tied into to travel. And your money goes far. Like you can go to these countries and you don't have to take that much money, and you can still have a really good time. Plus with me, and I'll be honest with you, when I travel to other countries, it allows me to decompress. Like all the things that are going on in the U.S., I won't say problems, but all the things that are going on in the U.S., my job, the politics, all the stuff you see on the news. When I travel, all that stuff, I don't even, well, first off, you don't really see much of it on the news. And I just kind of forget about all that for the time that I'm out there. And then I come back and then, your work is there and all that. But you can kind of decompress because you just get away from all the stuff that's going on in the U.S. And not all bad stuff. Like I'm not saying it's bad to live here, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like if you go, let's say you were to go to an area, you can go in the U.S., you can do the same thing, go to an area where there's no internet connection. There's no, so you don't have your phone. You don't have, like when I travel, generally I have data, but I don't use it. Like I'll get on the Wi-Fi whenever I can get Wi-Fi, but I don't have, like, the data that I have is very minimum. I don't have that much data to use. So I'm usually not using my data, and I'm not watching TV. I'm just out having a good time experiencing what the country has to offer. So there's a lot of that stuff that I don't get. I'm not plugged in, basically. So it allows you to kind of just decompress. Same thing with national parks too. Some of these national parks, they don't have Wi-Fi and stuff like that, so it's the same. So if you're going camping, you can go out to a national park and you can decompress because there's no access to a lot of that different stuff, no TV and stuff, unless you're like in a motorhome or something like that. Let's see. Okay, I got pulled over in Yosemite, just outside in an unmarked Hyundai Electra. You got pulled over. So you got pulled over by the police in an unmarked Hyundai Elantra. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about here. Let's see, Nika. Yeah, I believe this is the statistics, especially knowing that Americans are very unaware of geographical outside the states. Yeah. And some people just, like, I'll tell you, my mother doesn't like to fly. Like she'll fly, she has to, but she's not big on flying. So you have people that have other things that they're just not really comfortable. Like I remember we were flying to Hawaii, and when you get, and I fly a lot, so I kind of know I know the routine. But my mom doesn't fly very often. Like the only time she'll fly is when we go to Hawaii. And for a long time, we weren't going to Hawaii. This for the last 6 years, we've gone. It's every other year. So we started like 6 years ago, going every other year because my parents have timeshare out there. But I remember we get in the plane, and I think it was American. And so we got on. It was late. It was delayed, right? It's American Airlines, delayed. Not a shocker, but so we get in the plane and we're taxiing, and the captain is saying, "Yes, we're a little delayed, but we'll try to make up some time in the air." And my mom was like, "What? What do you mean make up time in the air? Like, you don't have to fly any faster than you need to fly. Just get us there." But they always say that, right? They get up, yeah, we'll try to make up some time in the air. So I mean, I'm sure I don't know if there's speed limits with planes. I'm sure there is. There's got to be some kind of speed limit, but but who's watching? You're not gonna get pulled over, right? But yeah. So when the pilot said that, which they normally say, right? Like I've heard that before, where they say, yeah, we're gonna try to pick up some time, in the air because they know they're gonna try to get you to that connection, so you won't be too late or they're trying to get you to that destination because so you won't be late to if you have a connecting flight or something like that. But when they said that, my mom, she freaked out. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Pick up time in the air. Just go your normal speed. You don't have to go any faster. Yeah. I remember her saying that. I'm thinking, it's normal. It's normal, Mom. It's all right. It's okay. But yeah, there are other reasons why people don't travel outside of the country because they don't want to do that. They don't want to do the long flights either. And I'm one to attest to that. Now that I know how to travel, like I kind of have my routine set and I'm using points. That's another thing. So I can travel business class. It's no sweat to travel for 10 hours or 12 hours. But a lot of people, and I'll be honest, I'm not comfortable flying an economy flight, 10-hour flight or 12-hour flight. I've done it once and it was rough. It was tough. So that's another thing, too, that you should think about, like as far as Americans traveling abroad to Asian countries. Generally, you're going to be flying for about 10 hours. So a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. And I don't blame them. I really don't. Like I said, if I didn't have this whole points, like using points and being able to fly business class and first class, now I look forward to it because I'm thinking, okay, I need to get this many points and then I can fly business class or first class and have that experience on the plane. Like I'm looking forward to getting on the plane. Whereas in the past, I was dreading getting on a plane and flying for 10 hours or 12 hours. So yeah, that's another thing too that I think that's definitely a factor. Okay. Where are we here? I think I skipped ahead of some stuff here. I did. Okay, so David says he's been in 10 plus countries. All right, so Dave, you've been to more countries than me, and I know you haven't. Let's see, you've been to all 50 states, but that's not. Most people have not, and you probably did a lot of that business. You probably did a lot of that 50 states on business. It wasn't like you're traveling to 50 different states for vacation. So I don't know. I'm more on the hey, I want to go here, so I'm going to go here. I don't have to go to all 50 states in the U.S., and honestly, there's some states that I'm probably like, I can do without. But there might be a destination, and there are a lot of countries that I could do without as far as going to different countries. But if it's some place that I'm interested in going to, yeah, I definitely would do that. But you're asking people to say, oh yeah, I need to do 50 states, so that's 50 trips. I have not gone on 50 trips. Period. You're saying do 50 trips before you do an international trip. That's, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what everybody else thinks in the chat, but I personally think you're asking too much for people to be like, yeah, I'm going to do all 50 states. And then within a state, honestly, there's so much, I mean, major cities that you're going to want to travel to in that state. So it's not like I might go to New York, but then I want to go to upstate New York and then go to the city of New York and California. I want to go to San Francisco, and then I want to go to Southern California, and then even Nevada. You want to go to Vegas, and then you might want to go to Reno just to see what Reno's all about. And so there's so many different places to go. And like I said, national parks, that's a whole new animal. That's like 50, I think it's like 57 or 59 different national parks in the U.S. I'd like to visit all of them, but that's going to take a long time to do. So anyway, but that's good. That's good. You do you when it comes to travel. Like, and that's my whole thing is this. When it comes to traveling, when it comes to travel credit cards, when it comes to all this good stuff, do what works for you. But I'm going to do what works for me, and everyone else is going to do what works for them. We shouldn't feel bad that we're traveling outside of the country. I mean, we shouldn't. We're going for experiences. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it for the experience. And honestly, my experience in California, or let's say this, my experience in Los Angeles is not much different than my experience in San Francisco. And it's not much different. I lived in Las Vegas for 3.5 years. It's not much different than my experience in Las Vegas. So I want to go for the experiences. I want something different. Like I want to feel like I'm really traveling. Like when I went to Costa Rica, that was one of my major gripes about Costa Rica is I felt like I was in the U.S. Everything was there. They had Applebee's, they had Popeye's chicken, they had like all these restaurants that you would have in the U.S. was in Costa Rica, and it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm in the U.S. I want to feel like I'm somewhere else. So, all right. So that's my spiel. But yeah, good on you. Travel within the U.S. But for me, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do foreign travel. Let's see, that guy. I'd like to visit most Hawaiian Islands, but I know there's a couple that's not allowed. Yeah, they do have. What was that? I can't remember the name of that island. I know there's one that's not really kind of like it's more of a locals only island. I like Kauai myself. I like going to Kauai. It's nice and quiet. So Lionel saying that's quite an accomplishment. So talking about the 50 states. And you're probably the only person that I've ever heard that's traveled to all 50 states. I'll say that right off the bat. Don't know of anybody else. None of the people none of my friends or anything like that have gone to all 50 states. Let's see. Iceland is beautiful. Have you ever been to Cancun or Iceland? So that's HD Chillin' asking that. I have not been to either. Yeah, I've never been to Cancun. I haven't been to Iceland. I had that WoW Air ticket, but no, I'm just kidding. No. Let's see. Neither would Iceland looks amazing. It does look amazing. Let's see. Nika, I did Ireland. It was so cold. Or I did Iceland. It was so cold. Yeah, and I'm not big on the cold weather, but I think for photography, it would be a good place to go. Good opportunity there. Oh, wow, that guy. I didn't know that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Nika. To the tip of the water in Iceland. Oh, God. Went to the Blue Lagoon. Okay, so Nika's saying she uses T-Mobile. And it has free international data. Yeah, I have Verizon. I've just had Verizon all this time, and so I'm not willing to switch. But what I'm interested in doing is getting the Google Fi. So getting like an older, like a Pixel 2 phone. Just buying it on like a broken, not broken, but what do they call it? Whatever. Broken. When they break the phone where you can use it. Whatever they do. I don't know all the lingo. You guys can help me out. But anyway, getting one online. I think Amazon sells them for like you can get them like for $200, maybe refurbished or something, and then get a Google Fi card, and then you pay I think $20 a month to have the service, and so have two phones. So when I travel internationally, I have a phone that I can use. This last time with Verizon, I got beat up really bad as far as the charges. I just got my bill and I was like, oh my God. So I still need to call them on that because I don't know if all that stuff was right. That wasn't what they quoted me. But I very rarely use my phone for data. But when we went to Carnival, I had to because we had to communicate and we were all staying in different hotels. And so I needed to be able to communicate with them and say, hey, where are you guys? Oh, I'm standing over here right in front of this building. Okay. And then we'd meet up that kind of way. So I had to have my data. So I used my data this time. And I got an additional like plan. So I had some calling time and then I had some data, but I went way over on my data. So next time I'm going to spend the money and have an extra phone that I can use out there. Okay. Oh, the main. So main said, "Why is the hashtag still about the chase freedom?" So the hashtags, and I always forget to do this. I need to. I need. To, I'll change it right after the video. And yeah, that does hurt because people are looking now. They're it hurts people coming in, new people coming in because they see it's the chase freedom, but it's in the description. So you put the hashtags in the description, it automatically populates up to the top. So if I have the same description, which the description stays the same, but you can change it for each live stream, then it will just automatically do that. So I will change that. Yeah, that's bad on my part. I could probably change it right now, honestly. Yeah, that looks bad. People are like, "What is this?" All right, what are our hashtags? Let's pick hashtags here. JetBlue. We talked about the JetBlue Plus Card and JetBlue to London. I don't know if this changes on the fly though. We'll see. And new JetBlue routes. All right, it's just all changes saved. So it might have changed it. If you refresh it, I guess it might change it. So yeah, thanks for telling me that, Maine. That does hurt. It hurts the algorithms because they think it's something else. They come in and they see it's not, and then they leave. It's like, oh, I wanted to learn about that card, but he's not talking about it. Okay. Let's see. Decompressing is a great thing. So that is El Andalus Learning. So you teach Spanish? I need to learn. Help me. Yeah, I need to learn. I'm gonna have to. Do you have a channel? Andalus Learning. Let's see. Altered Illusions. Nika Baby the same. Yeah, and as far as decompressing, yeah, I just like to be able to kind of get away. And getting away, it helps me because in my job there's some stress, like in most people's job. You're dealing with stress, and it's good to get away. Another thing, and my uncle taught me this. He was a firefighter, so he was on call from time to time, and I'm on call as well. And so he used to go on cruises all the time, or he would leave the country. And he said that he would do that because if he's on vacation, he wants to be on vacation. He doesn't want to be like taking time off, but be local still, because now people still calling you up. And usually, I mean, in most worlds, if you're on call, they'll call you up. They're still going to expect you to, hey, no, you need to call so-and-so, or they really want you just to help them. It's an easy answer, right? Easy question. I just have a question. Can you just answer for me real quick? So one of the things he would do, he'd get on a boat, because if he's on a boat, he really can't do anything, right? So he's on vacation, or he'd leave the country, because if he leaves the country, hey, I'm sorry, I left the country. I didn't get your call, but I'll take care of it now. Oh, it's too late. Oh, darn. So he taught me that long time ago. Like when you travel, like if you go on vacation, go somewhere. Leave the country, or go on a boat. That way you're not easily accessible where people can call you in for different things, or just call you, period, right? Like if I'm on vacation, that's another good thing about being on vacation. Really, and then like you tell your friends and your family, so they know you're out, and you might talk to them every once in a while. But like, yeah, you're just away. You're able to decompress, then come back to work, and you usually. My work productivity goes up when I come back. Let's put it that way. But if I was traveling within the U.S., I'm still here. If I go to Vegas, I'm still here. Like I had this happened to me about 3 years ago. Like I said, I'm on call, so I wanted to go to Vegas. It was just a weekend trip. I wasn't on vacation. Vacation was just like a weekend trip. We were going to Vegas every year. We go for the Super Bowl. So I told my coworkers, hey, you know what, I'm going to Vegas, but I'm still available by phone. Shouldn't say that, but I am. So anyway, I'm in Vegas, and actually it wasn't the Super Bowl. It was I was going to a convention. A WPPI is a wedding and professional photographer convention, or portrait photography convention. So I was there, and it was like Friday night, and having a good time, getting ready to go to they do these happy hour breakout sessions. So they were doing a happy hour breakout session, and so I'm there, and I get a phone call. And it's a phone call that I had to deal with, but I had to use my computer, my work computer, so I had to actually go back up to the hotel room. Luckily, I was in the same hotel, the happy hour was in the same hotel that I was in. It was at the MGM Grand, so I had to go up to the hotel room, put that info that I needed to put into the computer, and then go back and enjoy my my happy hour. So yeah, sometimes it's good to get away, decompress. Hey, I can't have my computer when I'm in another country. I don't even bring my work phone when I'm in another country. So yeah, you get to kind of get away from all that. All right. Let's see. Let's work our way down here. Lionel says he buys a local SIM card when I get to the destination. I've heard of that. I'm big on technology when it comes to camera equipment and all that stuff, but I don't know anything about phones. It's kind of sad. I need to really brush up and get that. But if you have an unlocked phone, that's what I was trying to think of before, a broken phone. An unlocked phone, then you can use the SIM card. You get a SIM card and use that. But I just heard that Google Fi is just a little more convenient because it's like $20, and then you pay per gigabyte or something like that. So it's another phone that, the way I look at it, it's another phone that I can just have. I already have a Google Voice number, so in my mind, I'm thinking I can have two phones and just pay that $20 a month. So when I'm in the U.S., I'm paying $20 a month. When I leave and I go to a different country, then I can just use it there, and then whatever data I use is what I use. Certain countries like Colombia, I know, like their data plans, they don't have like unlimited data like we have here. Well, not all of us have. Well, I have like unlimited data with my Verizon because I've had that account. Like I was grandfathered in when they had the unlimited data, and they don't like ramp it down. Like it's just a regular, but I pay a premium for that. I'm paying a lot more than you can get a better deal if you get the unlimited data that they're offering now, but it does ramp down after so much use. I don't use my data half as much as I used to. I used to use a lot more because I used it as a Wi-Fi hotspot. I would use it for that back when. I got to see if they used to have an app that would allow you to do it, and then they blocked that app. Verizon blocked it because they want you to purchase their Wi-Fi hotspot thing. Let's see, but yeah, Lionel, buying that SIM card is something that I would look into. Definitely look into. But I think Google Fi, I think that would actually work for me better, because then, like I said, I can have two phones. I don't mind having two phones. Actually, it'll be three because I have a work phone too. Okay, T-Mobile Sprint to have free data internationally. Okay, that's good to know. Man, I've been with Verizon forever. It's been years and years, and I just keep them. I don't know. I'm fine with them. So going faster burns more fuel. Okay, Nika. Yeah, hey, you know what? I guess they do. So if they have fuel to burn, they can burn more fuel. But yeah, my mom, she's all scared on the plane. I'm thinking, oh, Mom, it'll be okay. They always say this. They're going to try to make up time in the air. And you know what? They usually do make up time in the air. Yeah. Oh, let's see. DC, that's hilarious. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Okay. Yeah, one of my favorites. One of my friends has never flown past 7 hours. Where will be flying business class, first class for anything longer? Yeah, so that guy's saying that. Yeah, one of his friends has never flown past 7 hours. It's tough, man. That 10-hour flight, and like I said, I did it once in economy. That was a tough flight. It was really tough, and I generally, if it's a 6-hour flight, I can sit for the whole. I'll usually get up at least once to go to the restroom, but I could sit for 6 hours and not like be and still be okay. But that 10-hour flight, man, I was up and down. And that last 3 hours, I was walking back and forth, going back to the galley and just hanging out there. Yeah, it was pretty tough. It was tough. That was the economy. Now business class, yeah, I was good. I wanted it to be a little longer. Can you make a couple extra laps for us? Let's see. Okay, booked a flight to the Philippines, 14 hours nonstop, 60,000 Amex points for November. Oh, good for you, that guy. Congratulations. That's a good deal. Really good deal. 10 hours is not so bad. Yeah, it's bad for me. I believe you may be able to get a business. Let's see. Oh, get a business SIM card, you're saying, or business? Okay, Nika, that guy in the city. That guy. What city in the Philippines? Manila. Going to Manila. 60,000 the sign up bonus for platinum. I would do that, but I don't want to go to Manila. All 50 states were personal. All repeats were business. And so how long did it take you to go to 50 states? That's what I want to know then. Maybe you put it already. Maybe 5 to 10 trips. I never said you have to go to every state. I thought that's what you were saying. Go to every. You didn't say go to all 50 states. I thought you said go to all 50 states. Oh, maybe I was mistaken. I don't know. Let's see. Level of Nika. Why not? Maine. There's usually no speed limit in the air unless it's around an airport. But there are limits to how fast a plane could physically fly. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of like a car, right? So if you drive your car faster, then you burn more fuel. Like we have the economy, whatever that light is, that the efficient fuel light or something. You guys know what I'm talking about. Are going full power in the case of the headwind. Okay. DC just said it's hard to compare to the U.S. It's hard to compare the U.S. to countries if you've never left your hometown in America. Just said it's hard to compare to the U.S. countries. Wait, I'm reading this wrong. Sorry, dude. I don't know what's in my eye, too. Let's see. Just said it's hard to compare to the U.S. to countries if you've never left your hometown in America. Okay. All right. I agree with that. My economy limit is 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, 8 to 10 hours. That's Lionel saying his economy limit. Yeah, mine isn't even. Oh, I made it. I made the 10-hour flight. So I guess I could manage a 10-hour flight in economy. I work with a lot of Filipinos. They said Manila is a city like in business. I want to go to the islands in Cuba. Yeah, there's a lot. That's one thing in the Philippines, in Thailand when I went. There are a lot of different islands that you can go to, and those islands are just beautiful. What's going on, Pariah? Let's see. I've been to 9 countries. That's Maine saying that. And I've been to, I mean, I had some repeats, but I've been to 7 or 8 different countries. Something like that. But like I said, Colombia, not counting the repeats, but Colombia, I've been there 4 times. So I'm a repeat customer there. I guess I have high pain tolerance. My longest travel was also to Manila, and it was 38 hours, 4 stops, $400. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. The Thailand trip that I took, that guy's saying that. So 38-hour flight, 4 stops. That Thailand trip was 3 stops, and it was 30 hours. But one of the layovers was like 8 hours, which was just nuts. I think I got 30 countries under my belt. Wow. Good for you, Nika. I'll have to think about it. Let's see. Yeah, Manila is. Oof. There's a fully city fly to islands. So Nika wants to go to Greenland. And let's see, back in the day, New York, Singapore. The flights that stop in Frankfurt. So price and the AT&T has international plans. $10 a day for unlimited voice and data. Wow, that sounds really good. The one that they quoted me with Verizon was something like $25. It gave me a certain amount of minutes to use the phone, and then the data was like 1 gigabyte or something. And like I said, I need to call them just to find out exactly, but I went way over that in the data, and like my bill was $70 higher. I don't know. I need to find out what happened. Maybe they can take some of those charges off, because they told me that it was that after that 1 gigabyte was done, that they were, or was over, that they were going to send me a text telling me asking me if I wanted to increase it. And I never got that text, but I had to have gone way over, because I paid $25 in additional, so that's another $50 that came from something. So I have to find out. Okay, let's move down. I missed stuff here. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about different phones here. I'll go ahead and move down just a little bit, see if there's anything else we're talking about. Price says he loves Google. What am I missing here? We're talking about iPhone, Samsung phones. Apple skipped iPhone 9 for everyone. Okay, so Maine said that he's done 12 flights on United. So these long haul flights, or you just saying never again? And I've never flown that Economy Plus. I guess that would be something like that JetBlue even more seat experience. Okay. Sidekick phone. Back in the day, yeah, I had one of those I didn't have one, but I remember those Sidekick phones. I just remember, like, you just think of where phones have gone, like how far they've come, I should say. Because I remember the first phone that I got, and it was one of those phones where it wasn't quite a brick, but it was pretty big. And I only got it because when I was traveling back and forth from college, my mom wanted me to have a phone. That way, if something went wrong, I could use it for that. But that's the only time I'd use it. I left it in the car, just put it in the glove compartment. But that was the first phone I had. And then you start getting the flip phones and the razors and all that good stuff. And then they started making these smartphones, the Blackberries, I guess, first, and then they started getting into the whole smartphones. And I'm with I think Pariah's talking about Samsung. I've had a Samsung phone, like all the Samsung phones I pretty much have. But I will try the Google Pixel next. But I like the Samsung, the Note. I like those phones. So I just like to be able to pull it out and jot things down when I need to. So that's what I use. Let's see. I have 35 countries so far. So Lionel, 35 countries. Wow, that's good. Yeah, I'm way behind you guys. I need to catch up. I've been traveling for what? On a regular, I've been traveling for about 2.5 years. So I still have a lot of time to make up. When I say travel, I'm talking about outside travel. Like I've traveled within the U.S. I've been going to different places, but going outside of the country. Let's see. All right, let's move through. We're talking about a lot of different things here. Talking about Walmart. What the heck? That guy. Yep. Economy Plus. It's like 2 inch more. 2 inch more. So that guy's saying that Economy Plus on United is like 2 inches more leg room. But actually 2 inches is good. I don't know if you're saying that as 2 inches is fine. It's better because my knee hits the front of that seat in front of me on a regular economy. Just like a regular pitch, like I don't know, like 31 or whatever that is. Yeah, my knee hits the front, so I have to kind of like move my foot down because if I have my knees up, they're gonna hit. And I'm 6 foot, so I can imagine people who are taller than that are really, really pushing. All right, I don't know how we got on the TVs. I missed something. Okay. Yeah. So, all right, guys, I am going to go ahead and take off. I appreciate everybody stopping by. We'll be back on tomorrow. So Sunday night live stream. I haven't picked the topic yet, but I think Lionel put a post up, and we're definitely going to talk about the post that he put on Facebook, the Facebook group. If you guys have not joined the Facebook group, jump in, join the party, join the conversation. Here's the link here. And just join, and then we'll accept you in, and you can see what we're talking about. We're talking about travel stuff. We're talking about travel credit cards. We have an area where you can get in there. We have referral links and things like that for different credit cards. You can hit us up like, hey, what do you think about the Chase Sapphire Reserve? You have it. You've had it for how long? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? So that kind of stuff. We can do a lot of dialoguing when it comes to that. So it's a great place for you to get information about travel credit cards as well as travel. And we can have David talk about all the places he's been to in the U.S. if you're interested in going to the U.S. As far as going outside of the country, you can talk about that as well. You can talk about American Express card, all this good stuff. We just talk about everything. So it's a good place for that. Let's see. Chase Sapphire Reserve sucks. All right. It's going to be Team Chase Sapphire, and Team Amex. All right, let's see. Okay, hello, Chase Sapphire preferred. All right, guys, so if you have any other questions, just put it in the chat right now. If you don't, then we will go for the night, and we'll be back on tomorrow. And then we'll also be on Monday, too, so you guys can stop by on Monday. Monday, we'll be talking about Colombia. We'll see if we can have a heated discussion like we did last time. That guy never contacted me again. But yeah, we'll see if we can have another lively conversation about that, about Colombia. People have some opinions about it, so we'll talk. Let's see. Amex Platinum is harder to make up for the annual fee. Then Chase Sapphire Reserve. Oh, God. You guys are going to get in a big old debate about this. Hey, you know what? Use the card that works for you. Don't worry about what other cards everybody else has. You have an American Express and you like it and it works for you. You're able to use the Uber credits and you mainly work within the U.S. as far as work within the U.S., travel within the U.S., and you use the Amex Gold, and you can go that route. All right. To contact you if you block him. How is that guy supposed to contact you if you blocked him? I blocked him. Who did I block? Did I block that guy? No. Why is he laughing? I don't know what's going on. I missed the joke if there's a joke out there. Yeah. How's that guy supposed to contact me? If I block him I don't know how it works. If you block someone from a chat, he could still reach out to me other ways. But I don't know if I block him from, because they're different. Let me see what it says on here. I don't know exactly which one I did. Let me see if I can. So there's, and I'm just looking at the different features. There's report, there's remove, there's put a user in timeout. There's a hide a user on this channel. So I can't remember. I can't remember which one I did. I might have put him on a timeout. Yeah, I don't think I hit him completely. But yeah, I might have put him on a timeout. So you don't have to like completely block them. Like you can put it in where they can still come back at a later time. Okay, guys. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. And if you guys do have any other questions on your way out, though, please hit the like button. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing and hit that little bell notification so you guys can get future updates on the videos that I post. And I'll be posting. I didn't post any videos this week, which is really bad on my part. I had some other stuff going on, but I'm editing, in the works of editing some videos right now, I'm doing another. I'm changing my. If you go to my page for the first time, you have that little video that plays automatically. So I'm changing that, just making it, because back then when I did that, it was more travel photography related. I'm still going to have the travel photography aspect, but I'm talking a lot more about travel credit cards and stuff now. So I just wanted to update it. So I will be doing that. All right. What do we have going on here? You guys are still talking. Let's see. Okay. All right. You guys are having a blast. All right. So I am going to have to take off, though. And we'll be back on tomorrow. So we'll be able to continue this discussion tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping by. And I don't know if you guys can keep chatting after I leave. But I'll leave it on just for a little bit so you guys can chat. But I am going to go to the end screen. So come back tomorrow. Please subscribe to the channel. Like the video. See you tomorrow. Bye.